It's a face. It's a face. Okay, so the so basically let's introduce the game. Also, do you like my really crappy attempt at a backdrop that took me like 2 minutes of my time this morning before I started streaming? Hammer of
sure,
the
I've seen
Earth.
that before somewhere.
Yeah, no, it is literally I literally took like 3 photos from the book and like put it in the backdrop. I could have tidied that up a lot, but yeah, I didn't. I was very lazy. So yeah, basically, Hammer of the Earth. Let's get straight into it. So years ago, remembered only as myth, a cataclysm occurred and created the Creeping Ruin, a vine that strangles and destroys anything artificial. Some people have given into the ruin. They scrape out miserable lives in the forest that now covers the world, hiding from twisted flora and fauna. These people are fools. The players, you guys live on the Bucket, the last bastion of civilization. It is a gargantuan train, each carriage housing hundreds of souls, navigating an endless network of tracks. The Bucket is an old train with hundreds of carriages. I think I've already said that, didn't I? I can't remember. It has all sorts of technology inside it, wonderful contraptions, like bubble vators, that sort of thing, like really weird steampunky technology, like the sort of stuff that you would get in like Minecraft as well, like those sort of things dotted around. So when I say bubble vator, I'm like the thing that I'm thinking of is like a tube that you go inside and it like kind of transports you to the front of the train. There's hundreds and hundreds. Transporter, but it's an elevator that moves sideways basically, but it's like high speed elevator.
Like speed,
because there's a lot of different carriages, like there's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds. The actual length of the train is like about 10 kilometers long, so you can't actually see the end of, well, you can see the end of the train in the horizon, but it's quite far away.
Snowpiercer, 1,001 cars long.
Yeah, okay, so we say Snowpiercer, but let's put a pin in that because it is quite different to Snowpiercer, because the train in Snowpiercer is a standard train that just has lots of carriages. This is massive. This is like 10 times the size of a normal train. So a standard carriage is 10 times its size, and there's hundreds of these carriages, like, just stacked upon each other.
And the rails also adjusted for it, I would imagine.
Yeah, the rails are all adjusted for it, and the rail network, it's not just like a circular rail that goes around the globe like in Snowpiercer. There's different tracks that the train can go on, there's different directions, and
So my question then is, wouldn't the ruin destroy the tracks? When we're not
hold on, because let me carry on. So, let's talk about living on the train. Food on the train is self-sufficient. As long as the train is moving and has energy, basically, long story short, the rotation of the wheels activates some sort of mechanical device inside the carriages, which then generates energy, which then produces flora and fauna that is edible, and it's all very mysterious mechanisms that generate nutrition blocks. Nobody knows how it actually works. Illness is not a thing. You are living in a society where there is no illness. So yeah, everyone is modeled perfectly fine. Like, people are living for hundreds of years at this point. Fine. Like, they're fine in themselves. There's no health problems or anything like that.
I'm a model.
There are rumors on this train. This is like folklore, because nobody knows really how the train works. There are rumors of beings in the inner workings of the train. But as far as all of you guys are concerned, you just think that they're just rumors, right? But there are little specks of lore of these little creatures that are inside the train and powering the train and doing all sorts of stuff.
Mars.
No one knows why the ruin hasn't claimed the tracks. There are many theories.
They're all
yeah, there are many different theories, and actually the book says, like, one of the theories is the renaissance of the bucket of the earth. Moving along the tracks keeps the ruin at bay, or like the tracks are anemic to the ruin. So basically the tracks are constructed from metal mined from the stars, that sort of thing. There's loads of weird, like, crackpot theories going around. Like, use your imagination. But no, effectively nobody really knows. So no one knows why the ruin has not claimed the tracks. I read that. All you know is the bucket has 3 days of fuel left. You know what powers the bucket, but you don't know how it works. The navigator has, the navigator, which will be me, has 3 opportunities for you all. But before we get into the opportunities, actually, something else I want to mention for world building, is there are also other trained civilizations around, and you have contact with them.
We bump into them?
So one of them... Into them? Well, okay, so the civilization in the bucket, your train, is very... Everyone's coexisting peacefully. There's not really any argument or anything like that. Like, everyone works together and as, like, this weird kind of communist community where, like, you put in and help each other out, and, like, but there is no ruin, that there's no hardship on your train. Like, everything is accessible. You've got unlimited food, you've got unlimited water, you've got unlimited everything. Plenty of entertainment, that sort of stuff. So one of the other trains is called the Salt. That's still running. That is an imperial dictatorship. They are very harsh people. You have contact with them, or your colony has contact with them, and you've never really, like, you disagree with their ideals, but you get along with them. Think like America and China, right? Like, kind of conflicting ideals. But, you know, that it's not like war or anything like that, right? Like, there's still diplomacy happening between the two.
Yeah, we won't send nukes to them.
You've got the Garde, which are traders. So they're traders. So you do trade with these people.
Fucking traders.
But they kind of they've got a bad stigma. What was that?
If we're post-abundance, kind of like our trade, what do we trade? Just a random question, sorry.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Well, it's maybe I think you're purchasing,
obviously,
like,
fuel.
No, not fuel. Not fuel. You're not trading fuel. It's more like clothes and wares and, like, jewelry, that sort of thing, like minerals that you don't have access to. You're self-sufficient, as in you don't need anything to survive, so you don't need to trade to survive, but it's commodities like...
it's the tea trade.
Yeah, anything really. It's anything that you can think. Illicit goods as well, like anything.
Luxury
really.
goods, yeah.
Yeah, luxury goods.
Movies.
Yeah, perfect. Luxury goods. There is the tea. That train has gone missing. You've lost contact with that. You lost contact with the tea about 6 months ago. They were arms dealers, but they've gone missing. And you, like, the common consensus within the colony is they've probably crashed or derailed in some way. And then there's the Gloop, which has crashed. That's been destroyed. That's been confirmed. That got destroyed about 10 years ago. That went missing about 10 years ago, but it's only very, very recently that we found this train. Or they've heard reports of where it is. So anyway, let's have a focus on the characters. Let's have a look at the character building. I need the book for this because I can't remember how this says.
So the T is the Arsenal of Freedom, right? No, not T. Which one was the?
T was the arms dealer.
The T is the arm dealer. The Garde are the salesman. The Salt are imperialistic, quite aggressive in nature.
Jen's not even here for that reference. The Arsenal of Freedom.
Oh, what is that? A Mass Effect thing? I don't know.
No, that's it's a Star Trek reference to the episode of the planet for the Drake Outlaw droid.
Say it again.
And it's a Star Trek episode, the Arsenal of Freedom. It's the one where they go to the planet. It's a trader for weapons.
Oh, is that the one where they have those floating things and they try and phaser them and then they move with Yar in season 1? Yeah. Okay, got it. Sorry, yeah, it's not a very good episode. Let's be honest.
It's not, but it's funny because this.
Yeah, I got you. Well, there's always a Star Trek reference. I got it. Okay, so let's talk about characters, because the character creation in this game isn't that complex. Basically, you guys get to choose 3 core traits and 1 faction trait. So do you guys have the photo up available so you can have a look?
Yeah.
It's on the Discord.
Yeah, I might have a look.
Alright. And does it have to be one from each of those things?
Yeah, so the core traits, you've got mind, body, and spirit. You need 1 trait from each of those 3. So you need 1 mind trait, either thought, reason, or logic. You need 1 body trait, which is toughness, strength, dexterity, and actually, no, you know what? You can have any of those core traits. So if you want to build thought, reason, and logic, you can have 3 of those traits if you want.
Okay.
Or if you want to just do like dex, strength, and toughness, you can do that. Or emotion, social interaction. You can do it in any order as long as there's 3. I don't think
Why
it's...
is that picture so pixely for me?
Pixelated? I don't know.
Yeah, I can barely read the text in it.
It is pretty small. That's fine.
You might want to. So you might want to. Yeah. Open. So if you go on Discord.
Oh yeah, read the
open.
Yeah, I've opened it in
original.
Chrome. I've opened it in Chrome, but it's still.
I can read it clearly.
Yeah, it should be a 3120 pixel by
zoom in
4160.
Well, it's blurry, so I don't know.
Is it blurry? Sorry, my bad. Okay,
no,
well,
no, it's blurry for him. I see it fine.
Oh, there we
it's
go.
fine.
Open original, finally.
We just said that.
Yeah, but I thought I did that, but apparently it doesn't. I've got another great puzzle for you.
Okay, there's mine.
The terrible thing is...
Okay, thought, logic, weird,
the modern one.
Nice. Okay, hold on, let me write that down. Kath, you're Bob Robertson.
Bob Robertson, of course. Logically, this is the best name for me, you know. Think it out and you'll be fine. Hey, this is weird.
So your thought... Now, these things might come into play, they might not. Like I said, the actual gameplay element of this is not great. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do a similar, like, kind of lasers and feelings thing where you have to roll, like, declare what you're rolling, and then, as we go, you'll gain points in them, and then your other one is Potentia. Oh, you had to pick the...
What? Manipulate the forces of fire?
Oh, no, yeah, no, that one's fine. Oh, yeah, just so you're aware, we can't do hammerers. So you can't pick that one. That's the one that you can't pick. Just because I don't think it's going to be relevant to the story. Well, you can if you want. Actually, no, you can't pick that one. Hammerers are not an option. And then Potentia. Okay, so that's Bob Robertson. We've got his. So that's Kath. Let me just mark this down. Kath. Freaking Kath.
I'm hiding
Discount.
for a minute. Just relax. Blowing my fucking nose. I don't think your people want to watch me do that.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They really don't. So yeah, sorry, chat. I guess I don't know if I can link this image of what they're doing right now. Maybe I should explain it a little bit more. So basically, what the players are doing, the Outriders, which is what the players are going to be called, they need to choose 3 core traits and 1 faction trait. These traits determine how Outriders overcome obstacles and stuff. This might come into effect later, it might not. We'll kind of explain that as I go, and I might... Because, like I said, the mechanics for this game are a little bit weird at times, and I'm trying to move away from the mechanics a little bit. The Outrider... How often an Outrider has used a specific trait determines the number of die roll, so we will be using that rule. So, basically, I think what we're going to do, the way that we're going to play it, is we're going to be playing to... and whenever we encounter a problem, and one of your characters is dealing with the problem with, like, however, using these traits, you'll roll a 1d6, and then if you succeed, you get a point, which means that you can then, for the next time, roll a 2d6. Every time you roll a 1, time ticks away. So if you ever roll a 1, you lose time. Also, thanks, Kath. That's rolling d6s. So that's the actual mechanic of the gameplay, but if I feel like it's stopping the story and like it's a bit weird, we'll just ignore it and we'll just kind of... I'll I don't know, make it up as I go along, I guess. Just full disclosure on that, like, you know, I want to tell a good story here. I don't want... So if you roll a 1, you lose an hour of time. So you've got 3 days worth to get the fuel back to the train.
Okay.
And if you roll a 1 at any point, you lose an hour.
How do we get off the train and then get back on the train?
Okay, so the train is moving very, very slowly. So think old freight trains in the Wild West that would go at like 10 miles an hour. So you can jump off quite safely. And you can also slow down the train. You just can't stop it. So you can slow it down to probably like 5-10 miles an hour, and that's enough for you to jump off. And because the train is so long, you can get back on at the other end, that sort of thing. There are platforms to get... There are ways to get off and on. You figured this out because you kind of have to with the civilization and stuff.
Okay. Now, next question is, what does the train run on? What is the required fuel?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in roleplay.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
there's no way there's 2 Bobs here.
Yep, I'm
there's no way there's 2 Bobs. Change your... Yeah, change your first... change your first name, please, Animal. I think Kath beat you to the Bob.
Yeah, but I'm Mr. Bob Wire.
No, you're not. you gotta change it. You could be Mr. Wire. You need a better first name.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for reason, dexterity, and weird, and then I'll take materia as the faction thing. I'll drop that in D20 so you can see it as well.
Dex and weird as well. Okay. And then what was the other one?
3 weirdos, aren't we?
Yeah. Materia, which is manipulate ancient technology. Excellent. I like that one. That one's going to be fun, I think.
Oh dear.
What was animals?
I have to take a look.
And you're Gerald. Do you have a last name, Gerald?
Yes. I forgot it.
Geraldine.
Gerald Bob.
No, we don't need any more Bobs.
We could be the 3. We could be the 3 Bobs.
The 3 Bobs. So we've got Gerald, we've got Bob, and we've got
Rob.
Rob.
Spelled with an R. It's like Bob, but spelled with an R.
This. Oh God. The three
call them Bobs
Bobs,
for short.
Amibobs. So this is Anymal.
I will be toughness, social interaction, and logic, I guess.
Tough.
Yeah.
This is
Hey,
good.
yeah,
I like you getting out of your character, out of your comfort zone.
What is your faction trait you're going to pick, Anymal? We've got Potentia and Materia, so you can't pick those two, and you can't pick hammers either. So either runner,
Nope.
Naturia,
Ruiner.
Ruiner.
Oh no, Naturia. Naturia.
Manipulate the organic world and living things. Okay.
Yep.
So there will be a limit to what you can do with that. You can't just like make plants disappear. Like you can't do that. But you will be able to maybe manipulate things for a very short amount of time, enough time to like get away out of dangers or that sort of thing. Because like this jungle is kind of almost an organism in itself, kind of thing. It's quite intelligent.
It's
Potentially.
hard.
Oh my goodness.
I think the roots are hard. The roots
Okay,
do-
cool.
Always gagging.
But
Always
you don't want to be
gagging.
penetrated by these roots.
Jesus. That's not the game we're playing. We're not
no.
playing anything like that. No. Okie dokie. I think that's everything. So, we start off the game at the front of the train.
Like
You-
first car or the engine?
Maybe the
Engine.
same thing.
In the engine. No, because the coach would be passenger, right? A passenger car. Whereas the engine is like if you're thinking of it like a giant steam train, you've got your steam engine right up at the front. So you guys are sat. I want to say the bridge of a train, but that doesn't make sense, right?
I
No.
mean,
Command
this
CNC,
train
command
is so
and control.
big, we might as well call it the bridge, because there's a whole... I would think that there would be a whole room dedicated to controlling the whole train.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah. So
Makes some
well,
sense.
I'm
I
gonna
would say that that's the
say
bridge of the
I'm
train.
gonna say the engine room. Okay.
Engine room or CNC? Yeah.
or CNC. Yeah. So we start off in the
small
CNC. You're in the main locomotive that's pulling all the carriages along.
And where's 10-4?
Pardon?
And where's 10-4?
10-4. Probably back there. I don't know. Somewhere.
Okay,
No,
okay, just
that-
checking.
that's-
It's like more like 10 middle.
10 middle. Jesus Christ. So it's already
bar
we're
car.
already sidetracking Womble. Stop it. Doesn't take much. So we're starting off at the front of the train in the steam engine room. Or, well, steam engine room. It's not really a steam train. It's not run on steam. It's run on some other magical power force. And...
Oh, no, it's run on steam.
What?
Because that's what the stokers keep the boiler hot. A boiler is what makes steam for the train.
It's not a steam train. It's a
So what
futuristic...
the hell's the stoker doing?
I don't
Keeping the
know.
boiler hot.
It's doing something. There is a stoker though.
They are
Yes, there is a
keeping the
stoker, but
magic hot.
it's not actually
They're
running on
keeping the
steam.
magic hot.
Here's the
they're
thing.
keeping the
Here's the
magic
thing.
alive.
You guys generally do not know how this train operates. You don't know. It's just all myth. You know how it works because you've been brought up on, like, shown how to do something, but you've lost the knowledge of how it works. So you wouldn't be able to build a new engine. You wouldn't be able to build a new train. You don't have that level of sophistication in the civilization. If that makes sense.
Okay.
It's all lost on us,
Okay.
basically.
Cool. Do you remember in Up? Is it Up? No, it might be Wall-E, where like the humans have been in space for so long and they're just kind of complacent and they're floating around and just they just accept the technology. They don't really know how other things work. Well, it's like that. You're kind of like in a Wall-E spaceship, but it's on a train.
So it's like that one
jungle.
episode of Star Trek where they tried to steal the kids because they couldn't breed anymore.
Yes, it's that. You have technology, but you don't really know where it came from and you don't know how to stop it. Yeah, it's that. There you go. See, if in doubt, Star Trek analogy works for Kath. Okay. So, where was I? Okay, so,
It's not working, guys. Hey guys, I think we're almost out of fuel. This gagey thing here.
So you, well, hold on, let me finish setting the scene. God fucking damn it! God damn it! I haven't set the scene yet! Stop asking me stupid questions!
I'm just trying to help.
So you guys, you're on the main deck of the train. There's the navigator that is set, figuring out which route to go down. You can send signals to switch tracks and that sort of thing. And he's realized, you guys are all aware, that we are running low on fuel. We've got 3 days. So now you can start roleplaying.
3 days? Oh no.
3 days. Okay. What kind of fuel do we need?
The usual fuel. You know, so basically what you're looking for. Big cubes about this kind of size, multicolored. Not sure what they're made of, you know, like just multicolored, that sort of size. You're gonna need this sack. He's gonna hand you a sack. He's gonna hand you all like kind of what? Are you sleeping?
My character's just sleeping away.
Okay. We can get it from 3 different places. We can get this fuel from 3 different places. Runners in the past that have gone out, they've told us about ancient treasures where we can get the fuel from. You've got 3 options. You've got a festering power plant that is quite far away, but in about 3 hours we'll be passing by a point where we can drop you off. We can and you can traverse through an ancient city and get to the power plant where this fuel source is being held. There is rumors that there is potentially a cave about 5 hours down the track that has a stockpile of the fuel. We think that's there, but that's probably going to be guarded by some sort of monstery creatures. It's terrifying out there.
Monsters aren't real. Carry on.
They are in this world. Or we could change tracks and go towards the crash site of the Gloop. They might have some fuel left over. Whether it might have been scavenged by now, though, by the other civilizations. So they're the options. 3 options that you've got.
Power plant.
Hold on. I got the way to the side here.
No?
He's going to do a 1d3.
I'm going to roll it. I pull out a 3-sided die. I
knew it.
Die. And I go, all right. So 1 is the power plant, 2 is the mystery cave, and 3 is the Gloop. 1 Gloop.
Oh, this is gonna go bad.
I mean, you can argue with me if you want, but I mean, logically, this is the best
The
option.
dice has chosen! We shall do 3. We shall
Geraldine,
go
what
to
do you
the
think?
slope.
Geraldine, wake up! This is no time
Geraldine, it's Gerald.
It's Gerald, wake up, you little.
What boat? I don't like boats.
We're going
Oh,
to the
you
slope.
dick! No!
Oh, I was having this weird dream. It was about a wizard and a chef on a boat. Oh, what's going on?
What the hell are you talking about?
It was.
I don't know what you're talking about here. Get over here. We're going to the Gloop.
So
So the Gloop crashed. That crashed years ago. Hold on, let me get me out. All right, hold on. Yeah, all right, I'm ready. Where are we off?
So
Okay,
you said
so-
it's
so-
5 hours away.
Wait. So you guys, you think the best choice is the gloop then? Okay, well, you're gonna need some supplies, because from the reports we've heard, most of the carriages have been overrun by the ruin. You've got here. We'll give you these cutting tools, and he's gonna like hand out cutting tools to all three of you, and they're like,
I look at this little pocket knife. I'm like, seriously, this is what you're giving me?
yes, it is. It is like a little pocket knife, but you turn it on, and then there's like a heat laser that kind of like comes out.
Oh, it's a sonic knife. Okay.
Be careful with those. You've only got like a limited power supply. It's probably enough to be able to cut about 5 meters. 5 meters through material. That's assuming that the gloop is made out of the same stuff that this is made out of. Our train, the bucket. So if you use it for anything else, you're not going to be able to. You might not be able to cut your way through the vines and get into the gloop. Here, I'm also going to give you these supplies, just general supplies. This will help you get through. This is as much of our food that you can carry. This will last you about 5 days. You've only got 3. We'll be at the tracks in about 5 hours. Is there anything else you need to do?
You tell us.
I think you should just formulate a plan of how you're going to get inside this train, and maybe think of other supplies that you can pick up and maybe use along the way.
So, well, I mean, obviously we want to get to the engine where the fuel would be stored, or the fuel car, and
Logic.
go through and get into that and see what's in there. We should probably also.
What
What?
do we know about the gloop? I mean, we know it crashed 10 years ago, but I mean, what was she carrying? I mean, passengers.
It's another civilization. I don't think the gloop was. Actually, the gloop was a lot bigger than ours. And there's a lot more carriages on the gloop. I think when we used to speak to them, I think they used to go on about like 200, 300 carriages. They used to gloat a lot. Fools. Other than that, we don't really know what it was like inside. It could be anything. Could be anything in there. Just be careful.
Do we have any schematics or anything in in our systems that?
That's a really good idea. Actually, I'll have a look for you. I'll get back to me. I'll try and get that sorted before you leave.
Okay.
Cool. Let's go recruit some peons from the back of the train and
let's recruit some meat shields. I mean, let's recruit some fellow
travelers. Make sure they have red shirts on. Let's get the guys with red shirts. We want to take them with us.
Yep.
Nice hat discount, absolutely. Okay, so you're gonna move into some of the other carriages.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So
we got 5 hours to waste, right?
Yeah. You've got enough time to be able to try and rally some troops together. Before you go, the navigator will say one final thing. Just, if you are going around recruiting more people, don't spread the news. We're running short on fuel. We cannot have a panic on our hands.
Right. Not short on fuel.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so you kind of leave. You probably would choose like an elevator. Now, it's up to you to figure out where you want to find these people from. Like, this civilization, it's a civilization. There's like the shops, there's entertainment carriages, there's sleeping carriages, there's public carriages, there's all sorts of things. As much as your imagination can kind of hold, that's what's in the carriages and things. You can also go and get supplies as well if you wanted to. It's all free. It's all you can.
Are there any lawyers?
Yes. Are there any lawyers? That's a good thing. I would guess not, because there's not really that much crime. Because
be a legal system of some sort.
There will be a legal system, but I think there are more enforcers. as opposed to...
I know who we take. We take the politicians, right?
There's definitely politicians, yeah. Each carriage would have like a leader of the carriage and like a mayor, people that kind of lead their faction. So yeah, there's absolutely politicians. There's a hierarchy.
Yep, sounds good.
You can
to me.
try that. You can try and convince them.
Well, I mean, honestly, if we don't know what we're looking for, why would we take? I get what you're after here. I understand the thought here, Gerald. But hear me out. Just hear me out.
Oh, okay, you're out. Yeah.
We don't need the talkers. The talkers are just going to get killed, and I get that's your goal here. No.
Hear me out. Right? Okay. If there's people, we might need some form of representation. If I mean, I know it's a big if, but if like the gloop, the survivors are living there, it might be beneficial, you know. And if they happen to disappear on the way, nobody's gonna miss them, are they?
Okay. So, but just hear me out. Just hear me out here.
No.
Politicians. I think you want a diplomat more than anything, right? Someone that's good at talking. Well, shut up. Here we go.
So, just as a little bit of a background, it's something I forgot to mention. You guys have never been off the train before, ever. You three have never been off, but there are people on the train that have been off and got back on. So they do exist.
We're not going to take them with us, because that's too much of a helpful hand.
We're not going to.
I'm just saying, right? Rob. Why is the navigator picking us when we've never been off the train? Surely there's other people in this train with more experience, right?
No. Because we are in for an adventure, mate. Because we three are destiny, you know? There's something about us three that will get us through this somehow, perhaps. Maybe we die, maybe we don't die, but who knows?
Are you having this conversation in front of the navigator?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or have you gone now?
I think he got hit on the head at some point.
I think we're working our way back to one of the other cars.
Okay, that's fine. He can't hear you then. Yeah, that's fine.
They're talking about who we're going to conscript.
But the thing is, we cannot recruit anyone who knows the outside world because they would be better than us, and we don't want that. We want to be the best of the whole crew, so that we can get the honor of refueling the train.
No. I do not. No. I would rather have a higher chance of surviving and coming back.
I don't care. I want all of the recognition out of this trip.
Gerald, please offer some comment, some more logic here to this.
I mean, I'm very logical.
Apparently not. Gerald, what do you think? Yeah. What?
I don't know. Wow. It's an opportunity, isn't it? We'll see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Let's go with it. You know.
Yeah.
We've seen this train for hundreds of years. I mean, I don't know. It's an adventure, like he says.
So who are we recruiting?
The train is also getting old to me. Same old, dang old stuff every day.
Sacrilege.
So, who's your thought on recruiting? You want to recruit politicians. You want to recruit non-people that have never been out on the outside.
Yep.
So that you can get all the credit for this, because we're going to get the credit anyway because we're the leaders of this expedition.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing wrong with... Now, let me tell you a story about back in the day when we used to track and there was trackers and things, and this is stories I've heard, I've read in books, those things with paper and covers, right? It's not the trackers that they hired to get them through the area that gets all the credit, it's the explorers, right? We're the explorers, but we need someone to help us track.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, maybe. But
right? And we just don't give them a name. We just say, listen, I don't know what your name is. You're Tim from now on, okay? That's it. That's all we
Tim.
ever write down in our logs. It's just Tim.
Yeah,
no idea
Tim.
who Tim is. Yeah.
because we are the barbers.
We're the explorers. We're the head. We're the right. You don't give credit to the guys that build the actual thing. You give credit to the guy that designed the damn thing. That's it.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So I think we'll get one of these.
Just leave Tim. We could leave Tim here, and then we get all the credit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We're building this thing. We're the builders. We're the designers of this team. We're gonna get all the credit. Right? It doesn't matter who we bring with us, but we should bring people with us that will make us successful.
We are the most important thing on this train, I guess. Then, for a little while.
Absolutely, we are. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We're the designers of this team, so I think we should bring somebody that has been out there that can guide us and give us some tips and hints. And,
and maybe accidentally they die on the way.
Hey, if they happen to die, so be it. That's fine.
Have you got somebody in mind then? Is there somebody you know?
No, but I'm sure. So there's a few guys. So I think I know where some of them live. So we can go and visit them and see where they're at and see if they'd be willing to help us on our adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
The only thing we can't do is tell them that the train only has 3 days of fuel left.
Okay.
And then I look around to make sure no one's around.
There's no one around. No one's heard you yet.
So what do we tell them then?
There is a rumor
gonna go out
of
for
gold and treasure that we want to find.
We
Very
need to go to the
important
gloop because
treasure.
otherwise some other train might go there and take the treasure instead of us.
Oh! Replacement parts. We're after replacement parts just in case.
Yes.
Since we
thing.
we don't know when we're going to be near a train that might have parts that we could use to keep the train functioning for longer. Replacement parts. We're in a salvage because we're happening to do.
That might actually be a good idea. Anyway.
I'm just going to use that as notes.
Of course it is. Yes, that's why I said it.
So, just a little bit about the train again. Just because, the fuel, there are fuel canisters, behind the engine, right? At the moment, they're all like dangerously empty. Like one of them is almost completely empty. So they're like 3 tanks that kind of follow on from behind the engine. So I just wanted to add that in there. So you're at this point, you're probably going through those kind of cargo container areas. That's why there's no one around. That's why nobody's hearing you. So what are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna who are you going for? So you're going for someone who's been out before, right? Yeah. Okay. So you probably go down like 5-10 different carriages or something, and you go to a carriage that is very rustic. There's a lot of like intricate and weird designs inside the carriage. It would be very Victorian. Like, if you knew what a Victorian style was, that's what it would be, right? Like, so it's very big brickwork, like, up on the insides of the interior walls. These are all fake. Like, it's all fake brick. It's not actual real bricks. It's, like, kind of cardboard cutouts, but it looks very realistic. And there is down the main street, in the center of this carriage, there are like kind of very closely contained quarters and buildings. And who was it? I think it was Bob, right? So Bob knew of someone. Is that what you said in roleplay?
Well, we've heard rumors or no.
You've heard rumors, right? Yeah. So Bob in particular, you've heard of something, someone who lives in this carriage. So you go and knock on the door, and he answers, and he's quite a big guy.
I thought you said we're all models.
Well, yeah, so we are all models, but he's quite tall. He's quite bulky as well, as in like muscly, very like he's Dwayne Johnson, right? Like he's and he like fills the door as he stands there, and he's just saying,
Can I call
"How could
him
I
The
help
Rock?
you?" He doesn't recognize you, and he's just like asking, "How can I help you?" You're just gonna stand on my doorstep and not say anything?
We're about to go on an exploration tour, and we want your assistance on our team, so that when we go off the train, we're gonna go to the Glug, and we're gonna retrieve parts, not fuel, parts for the train, just in case.
Spare parts. Spare parts. They're not. We don't
Spare
desperately need them. There's absolutely, definitely not a crisis. Just spare parts, okay? All right.
No crisis. No need to panic. No, stay calm.
What are
stay
you on
calm.
about?
No need to panic.
You want to go off
We
the train?
Yes, we're going off the train to get parts for.
You're going off the
there's a-
bucket.
Yeah.
I'll give you a piece of
And
advice. Don't. He closes the door on you.
Oh, fun.
Excuse me.
That was just rude.
Excuse me, sir. I don't know how loud that is for you guys when I do that.
No, that's okay. He comes back. Panicking. Yeah, no, don't click that if anyone got a DM.
Nope. I just banned that.
Yeah. Thanks, Animal.
I thought it was already picked.
But it is.
So he comes back and says, "What?"
You are hereby conscripted into the exploration part retrieval team of the bucket by order of the engineer.
Come in. He invites you in.
Okay, but we need to go this way.
Come in
all right, let's
now.
go in. All right, coming in.
Just like glares at you and leaves the door open. So you kind of go in. It's a very narrow living quarter. There's like a fake fireplace with like an armchair. There is also a very small sofa settee. Would you say settee, Kath? Like two-person sitting armchair kind of thing. It looks comfy, and he points at it. And you sit down, and it's very, very lumpy, hard material. It's not comfortable at all. There's enough room for two of you, so someone else will have to stand. And then he sits into the big armchair next to the fire. Train's running out of fuel again, ain't it?
What? No. We're just looking for.
Don't
for
fucking
parts.
lie. Don't
Spare parts.
lie.
No,
I know.
We never lie.
When you left last time, what did you go looking for?
Fuel.
Why did you get off the train for?
Because the train was running out of fuel. This happens every couple of years.
Oh, right, okay.
We just don't.
Then this-
But it's not running now.
Perfect. So this
I need
is
to tell you
common
something.
occurrence. Okay.
I went out. There was a tethered sky fortress. I can't even explain it. Bolted down with wires and cables. We went in because we were told that there was potentially some fuel there. There was 5 of us. I was the only one came back.
Okay. So we need. So there's 5.
When I left, all of the vines destroyed it, ripped it apart. It's gone.
Cool.
I'm not going out there again.
Okay. That's sad.
Hey,
Why won't you
so-
go with us?
Was there any odor or sound that you would say was indicative of this these vines or this?
It's the ruin.
fortress?
It's what the ruin smells like out there. It's
Okay.
sweet. It's nice.
All right. Well, it's
It
nice.
entices you in, and then it destroys and devours.
Okay. Perfect. So
Listen,
that means
listen.
we need gas masks.
You could try
I've
that.
been thinking about this. I think we should go back and have a word with the navigator, right? Because last time I checked, the gloop was a train. And last time I looked, we're a train. And if the gloop crashed, it must be on the train tracks, right? So can't we just drive our train up to it?
No, we can't stop our train, so we can't risk driving our train up to it and having to stop in reverse because it's probably crashed on the tracks.
Yeah, all right then.
Good thought process. I like where your head is. Here's what I think. We need 15 people on our team. If only 1 in 5 comes back, there's 3 of us that we want to come back. We need 15 people. So we need to get another 12 other people, okay?
Yep. We need to get recruiting fast. And this guy definitely did not wear a red shirt, so yeah, he's not one of ours.
Look,
I
I'm not going with you, but I'll give you a piece of advice. Travel light. Don't take too much. Stay on your feet, be nimble, be quick. That's how I got out.
Cool. All right. Be nimble, be quick.
Okay,
So let's
then.
get the biggest the most out of shape people we can, right? Because I don't have to run faster than the ruin. I just have to
Just
run
faster
faster
than
than the
the
other
Swab.
guy. Yeah.
Yep. We need to get big, fat people.
Okay, one last thing. Then you gotta go, because I don't want anything to do with this expedition. If the bucket dies, that's it. Maybe it's time.
What?
One last
Are you
thing.
crazy? Okay.
Don't turn anything on. Anything that's old, don't turn it on. Nothing with power. Right, you need to leave now.
Why is that?
He's gonna get up from his chair and he's kind of gonna go up like a spiral staircase and just leave you down where you are. He's gone up to a different level.
All right. So here's my
Just
idea.
before he disappears, when we get up off the couch, right, I'm going to flip the cushions over so they're comfy. They were the wrong way up. That's the problem. I know this stuff, you see.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Janice. God, subbing. What the hell? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I love you guys. Rob, get out of my head. What's this? Must turn everything on. Now hit all the buttons. Jesus. Okay, sorry. Carry on. Sorry, I got distracted. People were subbing.
Okay. So here's
What
what
if I
we're
could
gonna
control people's taste buds?
Hold on. We'll wait
What if
for
I
this one.
decided that no one would take
You're,
sugar?
Oh,
you're,
it's a hype
you're a
train.
dick. You've
It's a
literally
hype
got a
train.
hype train now. What? Thank you very much, discount. 13 months, 5 months for Rob. Thank you, I appreciate you guys. How many months was that, Janice? I missed it. 19 months of tier 2. Holy crap. Let's not do the hype train now. Even though we're on a train, let's carry on with the story. We're trying to leave the train at this point. We haven't even started We haven't even started.
We're getting the adventurers. We're getting. All right.
Yeah,
I say
we're
the best
preparing a
place to
train.
find the people that we need would be the bar.
Or, right, this place has got social clubs, right? So there must be like a risk-taking club. I don't know. I mean, a train
Gambling
divers? Is
club.
there train divers? or
No. Because those guys would be fit and we want to outrace them. Remember?
So we need
Thanks,
is
Rob.
sumo wrestlers.
Ooh, sumo wrestlers could be good. I don't think
Yeah.
they move very fast.
They're strong enough to basically keep the baddies or the bad stuff, distracted for a while and fight against it, and then we run away.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And just keep shouting at them like, keep fighting, win for us, and then eventually they die.
Okay, you go get some sumo wrestlers. I'm gonna go down to the local eating establishments, like the bad ones, like the fast food places, the McTrains, and we're gonna go take a look and see what I find there.
So let's just talk about the food for a second, because the food is important. No, the food is important. So the food is like nutrient packs. It comes in all sorts of flavors, all sorts of tastes, like literally anything that we can imagine as players or as people outside of the characters. That's what the characters are experiencing. But because they are so numb to like high excess of taste and everything, it's just kind of boring, right? Because too much of a good thing is obviously too much. They are little blocks about the size of my hand kind of thing, and you just bite into them. Holy crap, can we stop the subtrain? I'm trying to do Soylent Green. You also something else, by the way. You don't know how the nutrient blocks are made. Please keep SnowRunner, like Snowpiercer, out of your mind, because it's not some way. It might be, it could be that, but it tastes nice because I think in Snowpiercer the nutrient blocks really didn't taste very good, right?
Well, no, because they were like the crushed up remains of the dead people and that they only fed that to the tail, right?
Yes, only to the tail. Yeah, the front part of the train had better food.
Cattle,
but yeah, no,
chicken.
yeah, it tastes of anything, so it's a huge amount of like variety and taste and flavor. So there would be like McDonald-esque fast food. Here, get your super hyper awesome taste flavors of the month kind of thing. It's limitless. So there would be places like that, and there would be bars and restaurants and things like that as well.
Well, that's what we're saying. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to the McTrains. I'll get those guys that are just sitting there gorging. Animal can go get his sumo wrestlers. Gerald, what are you going to do?
Oh, I might just have a nap until you guys are ready, to be honest.
Well, no, you need to recruit 4 people. We each need to recruit 4 people.
$23 months as well.
There's
Animal.
animals
Thank
on
you.
board,
I appreciate
right?
that.
Sorry, what was that, Gerald?
You're welcome.
I said there's animals on board, right?
Yes.
Are there animals on board? Yes, but only as pets. And not, there's probably like some sort of, Jesus, animal.
People spend all their time making nice things.
Cyan, RG, Alien, Buzz, Cow, thank you very much. Welcome in.
Oh.
Thanks, Animal. I appreciate that. That's a lot of.
Are there pandas?
Are the
Maybe
pandas?
We can ride pandas and
In this
sacrifice them
world,
to the
in this world, pandas are
They've
extinct.
gone extinct.
Mhm.
Yes!
So we can't take the endangered ones off the train and ride them over to the other train. And
You
sacrifice them?
there are no animals on the train that you can use to ride or anything. You could probably take. I mean, you could probably take like a street cat or something like that. There's going to be some kind of like street cats if you wanted to throw cats at things. I guess. People on the train probably wouldn't like that if you did that though, because they are people's pets at the end of the day.
Sad, isn't it?
I'm gonna go to the kennels for those that are holidaying down in like carriage 250 at the end, right? I'm gonna take 4 dogs out the kennels. I'll bring 4 dogs with me. Random dogs,
Okay. All right. So we split our different ways, and we're gonna go and do our recruiting.
Oh, like kind of attack dogs, guard dogs, that sort of thing.
Well, they might, or
No,
they
it's
could
just-
just be
it's
fodder.
Just dogs. Okay, so you've gone down to the kennels. Okay, so you go down to the kennels. You
in the kennels.
Yep. You get like some
that's
very
not
small Chihuahua kind of dogs,
Yep.
and you put them into one of
there's a
your
whole
bags. Yep.
Well, I'll take the leads. I'll bring them on the leads.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Why not? Okay, so in all of this time, there's about... So that's what Discount's doing. That's what Gerald is doing. What are the other 2 doing?
Gonna get sumo wrestlers in our
He's
team.
gonna get.
You're gonna
sumo
try and get...
wrestlers
Okay, so Animal, you're unsuccessful. Nobody wants to come along with you, but you spend like 2 hours of your time kind of trying to convince people, going from different places. And Bob, you've also gone to like bars and stuff. And nobody... Holy mother of God, Kath! Why? 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 What?
Yes.
Oh. You don't get anything, no matter how many gift subs you have. You fail on all accounts.
What we get is gratification of annoying you, and that is enjoyable.
Well, now the link is going like that's gonna be going for like 10 things in my head. I'm not gonna be able to focus.
We don't get
I've
any
just
of
gone
that.
up
It's
there
great.
is the scanner. Here are the pandas. There is a chair with a panda on it. Dear poetry, dear my birthday boy, dear poetry. Now please stop bothering me.
So, yes, no, we're recruiting for an exploration expedition of train parts from the old Glug, and we're requiring your services.
Adventure.
Yeah, so anyone you come across, they, number one, think you're insane for going outside of the train. This is their life, this is the way that they live. Some of them didn't even know that there was an outside of the train, this is just what they know. And you get no's across the board, nobody wants to. Jesus Christ, Janice, that's 3 more. Solid, Bunther, Cameo, who are the others? Tupac, Mac. We are Legion. RG Crump. No Big Cat. It's ZK. Nits. Mythic Princess.
That's it, my train's over.
Armstrong.
You tapped out.
Neil Armstrong. That's a good one.
30%.
Durable.
Yes.
How did that happening? The train is flat. The train is flat. Yes. Yeah, there's probably some like weird conspiracy theorists that you bump into as well. But yeah, nobody wants to join in with you. Nobody wants to come on your expedition. But you do get the dogs. The chihuahuas. So you meet back. 4 hours have now passed. You've kind of got about... You're coming up to the point where you need to be... All I can hear in the back of my head, like in my microphone. I need to turn that off, actually. Hold on. I need to turn that off, because otherwise I'm getting distracted.
Yes.
So let's do that. And right, okay, I'm muting that so that I don't it stops. Yeah, those chopsticks. I've seen the chopsticks. I'm going to ignore them. Right. Thanks for all of the subs, by the way. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's a level 5 hype train. That was a level 5 hype train. Why?
130%.
Because we're on a train.
We're on a train. Oh, why did I pick the train one?
Because I said Snowpiercer. That was the only
I
thing
think that was the reason. That gave me a lot of inspiration, actually.
Hey,
fuck yeah, it is. Why do you have chopsticks, Kath?
They were on my desk from the other night when we had sushi. So I've been playing with them.
I do like sushi. Sushi's good. Discount. Kind of hate you right now. Thank you. Oddbug, Butter Monkey, Sam Knight, Snowdrops, Observer. Thank you very much. Welcome in.
So how many stops is that right now?
I've lost count. I don't know. That's just too... This happens every so often. I can't cope when this happens.
10, 5,
I don't know.
3.
It's 5, 10, 15.
20, 23, 25, 25 sets.
25s.
23 gifted.
23
and then
gifted, and then there's
and one stop from Janice.
yeah, one from Animal, one from Discount, one from Rob, and one from Janice.
Oh yeah.
So
That's 26 even.
26. Jesus.
Yeah.
Too many.
So anyway,
okay. When did I get up to? So you're back now, ready to disembark from the train. The navigator has pulled out a map, a schematic of your own train. So it has like a list of all the different carriages and the order that that they come in. And he says, "Look, I'm really sorry. I can't find anything about the gloop. Apparently, it must have been super secretive." I don't know. The designers, whoever made this train, they never put the blueprints of the gloop in here. In the train. In our database, so we don't have anything. But I can give you this. And, hopefully this will give you an idea of where you need to go inside the gloop. It can't be that dissimilar. There can't be that much things.
Mr. Navigator, this happens
Yes.
every 2 years? Is that true?
Okay. We've been running low on a shortage for a long time. I guess you've heard. Yes. Happened 2 years ago. We were able to manage to get enough fuel for 2 years, but this time when you bring this stuff back, we'll have enough for a lifetime. That's what matters. It's about keeping the engine
and it's
running.
it's a 1 to 5 return rate, right? So out of every 5 you send.
Listen, last time they... Who told you this?
I'm not at liberty to say. I've deduced this by my sleuthing skills. I have great sleuthing skills.
He gets out a notebook and he starts writing something down. You don't see what it is. And he puts the notebook back in his top pocket. And he just looks at you.
Writing down how could
Everything
my
you've
spark-
learned.
I'm just saying. He's asking where this information came from, and there was only one that made it back. I mean, it's like rocket science,
Well,
isn't it?
you can also imagine there's probably multiple people like that, like in the engine area that are. I mean, you're not alone on the engine deck. There's multiple different workers, and they're all in like the higher echelons of society.
And they
So
all know
a
the
lot of
story,
people
I
might have
guess.
known about this, but it's a top secret government conspiracy. Never mention this. This is secret.
Politicians, I told you.
But what if
Should have got the politicians.
Right, listen. We've chosen a track that drives by the location of where the train is. We're not going on the same track. You'll have to follow the fork down the track. It'll take you about maybe an hour, maybe 2. We're not quite sure. Follow the track. Don't go into the jungle. The train will be waiting. We've heard, we don't know, but we've heard that the ruin is taking control. So you need to be quick. There's a time limit. I've set the controls for a loop. We will be passing past this way in 2 days. You need to get back on board because once we're gone, we're gone. You won't be able to catch up anywhere else. And the train
want us
does.
to sleep out there?
Yeah. That's what you gotta do. Find shelter.
All right.
Alright.
Do you have sleeping bags?
So he's already given you like kind of survival equipment and stuff like that.
Good.
Yep. So you've got that, and I'll also say that like if there's anything else that you kind of would have purchased during that, because we've passed 4 hours of time, you've probably gone to get it as well. So, but declare that now if you would.
I picked up enough food for 3 days.
Yeah. You actually you've got enough food for 5 days.
Okay.
So you've got enough food. That's not a problem.
I picked up an ornamental sword that I had because I'm into like swords. So I brought an ornamental sword. Whether it'll
Sure.
actually be any good or not, I don't know. I just grabbed it.
Yeah, so you would have swords. You would probably be given like machetes to chop through vines and things. Like if you did need to go into the jungle. You are not given any firearms. There's no firearms or guns or anything. You don't have any of that. Nope.
Okay. I take a med
A
kit.
hoverboard.
A hoverboard.
Yeah. I
There's
saw some kids mucking about with one, and I thought, oh, that looks good. So,
I mean, didn't the guy say that we shouldn't take anything with us that turns on?
You can take it.
We shouldn't turn anything on.
You can take it. If you want to take it, you can take it.
Okay.
But I will say that the hoverboard will not work outside of the train. So there's nothing that you can take that will increase journey time. You're fixed to that kind of about approximate 2 hours worth of walking distance. If that makes sense. Choo choo. Be like 5 days of food is a thing foreshadowing that they won't make it back in time and everyone dies.
Or that we just get real hungry and we want to make sure that we have enough food. Jeez.
Yeah, that 5 days of food is enough for each of you as well. So combined, it's 15 days of food for one person.
Oh,
I'll throw that one out there and see how you deal with that.
I'm gonna kill you all and eat your corpses. Then
Okay, so
so
yeah, pretty much that's everything. You is there anything else you want to take with you before I let you disembark?
Flashlights.
Yep, you can take flashlights.
Can we, or do we have to use torches?
Do they work outside the train?
Yeah.
Anything electrical doesn't work outside the train, but you will have mechanical things that you can use that wouldn't use power or electricity. So it would be like candlelight and torches and maybe like sticks and flame and.
I got a gas lantern.
Yeah, a gas lantern. You could take something like that. Maybe like a
kerosene
wooden torch as well. You could do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there are lighting things. Sure, that's fine. Actually, Kath, you also have the ability to manipulate forces of fire as well.
Yes.
Pressure, steam, and electricity, but that might not get you anywhere. It might get you somewhere. Actually, that you never know.
Can I take with me a flamethrower?
I am a flamethrower.
No.
Yeah, but I want to set everything on fire in the jungle.
That's my power.
Yeah, just burn the jungle down.
Right. Okay. So I think we've all got everything, right? So so the navigator slows down the train to about 5 kilometers an hour. So it's going quite slow, and you all jump off one by one. And then after you've jumped off, the train speeds back up to about 25 kilometers an hour to 30. That's about its max speed. It's quite a slow train.
Wait, I forgot my left shoe.
Well, it's still going by. I mean, like there's carriages and carriages and carriages and carriages, so you can get back on if you want to. It would probably take. It would probably take the train a good 10-15 minutes to pass completely. I think that's right. Thereabouts. Anyway, that's beside the point. And basically, what you see deep jungle either side of the tracks. On the track, there's no vegetation or anything like that. And the track forks into two. And obviously the route that you want to follow is the way that the train is not going.
So I say let's stay on the track, since the tracks seem to repel the ruin. Does anybody good with tracking? Can we see if there's anybody that's been through recently, or?
Well, we'll go up and have a look at the forks. I mean, is the ruin encroaching more on the tracks off the fork, or is it about the same? Or
is the ruin encroaching on? No, the tracks are perfectly fine. There's no ruin on the tracks at all. Anymal who isn't here. He would be able to track things through the foliage. You can't track on the train tracks because it's just train tracks, right? It's like probably pebbles and things. Also, these tracks are massive as well. They're about from the two iron metal steely things. There's it's 10 meters rails. Yeah, from the two rails, it's about 10 meters distance between the two. So it's quite big.
Okay, but he wouldn't be able to tell if there's freshly disturbed pebbles between that or
no. I
okay.
I think that's a bit too much of a stretch. I don't think you'd be able to tell that.
Okay.
What about the tracks themselves? Obviously, the train that's just gone. Are those tracks fresh and shiny and
yep.
Like the fork?
It's the same. It's the same as the tracks that the train is on. It's all shiny and brand new.
Okay. There's no oxidization. There's no.
Nope.
They don't look like old and not used.
Nope.
Okay.
Brand new.
These tracks
pristine.
are
They're all
magical.
pristine.
Yeah. So what time is it?
It's
Is it getting dark out?
It's probably about midday.
Midday. Okay. Well, I throw my backpack on. I say, "Let's start hoofing."
Okay. Okay, so actually nothing happens for the whole of your journey to the gloop. It takes you about it takes you actually just under 2 hours. So now 7 hours have passed since we started. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you see in the distance like nothing. Well, there's nothing on the tracks. The tracks are clear, but the train is derailed from the track and into the jungle. And you can see one of the carriages, like the rear of the carriage, and then the rest of the carriage looks like, as you walk along the train, like there are parts of the carriage that have been pretty much 100% consumed by the ruin. So you're walking along and you see like a giant carriage, and then it's like more foliage and jungle and stuff. On the map, put the gas mask on. Okay.
You do?
Oh yeah, by the way, as you're walking, nothing really happens for you guys, but the air smells very sweet. It smells very sweet. It's quite a nice smell. But yeah, nothing happens while you're walking. The map that the navigator gave you, that kind of shows you at the front of the train, that's where the storage canisters are and where the engine room is, and that's probably the most likeliest place to find the fuel that you need. Yeah.
Yep.
But you've still got quite a long way to travel along the train itself, and as you go, like obviously you see like these carriages that have practically been consumed by the jungle, and that there's a point where you can very clearly tell that the train hasn't finished. You're not at the beginning of the train, but like there's like I would say about a kilometer section of just jungle, and then you don't see any signs of the train at all. And then you get back to like the final part of the section, and then you move up to what you think is towards the end. You've kind of been counting off the different carriages. You know there's about 200 carriages, and you've kind of got to about carriage 195, and then there's nothing. After 195, there's nothing. There's no sign of the front section of the train.
That's excellent.
So
And the ruin, has it gone inside the carriage?
It's gone inside the ruin, yeah. You can't see it. It must be there, but it's been pulled inside the ruin.
Okay. No, sorry, as in the ruin, the vines, are the vines actually growing inside the carriages? Can we
You don't know. You can't see inside.
Train?
You can't see inside the train. At no point was the train broken. It was still solid, like all the way around.
Okay, there's no easy doors or access in.
So there would have been like accessing, but they're all like on the top because it's derailed. It's on its side. The carriages are on its side. So the place where you hopped out,
Oh, right, okay.
in yours, that would be up. You'd have to climb up and get over it.
That's why the roots are growing over it, or the jungle, because it's off the rails as well.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's off the rails. Again, the ruin hasn't touched the tracks or anywhere around the tracks.
It doesn't attack the tracks, but it will eat the train, regardless if it's on tracks or not. That's why we can't stop. If we stop, the ruin will get us.
Yep, and the ruin will knock us off.
You guys can stop. So as far as what you know about the ruin goes after...
Our train can't stop.
The train can't stop. That's correct. Yes, the train cannot stop. That's right.
So it won't touch, the ruin won't touch the tracks, but it will gladly touch a train on the tracks if it stops.
Maybe. You don't know. It's all. This is all hypothetical.
This last carriage, is it actually clear of the rail? So if our train came down here, is there enough space for it to actually pass?
Yes. Yeah, the tracks are completely clear.
Okay.
This section of the track is clear.
Okay.
We don't have a way to communicate with the train, though.
No.
No, but it might be useful knowledge. Maybe.
I light a torch, and I try to start some of the ruin on fire to see how flammable it is.
Yeah, okay. Roll me a 1d6, please. Yeah, so the ruin isn't flammable, but it does react to the flame. It actually goes towards the flame itself. It likes the heat.
When it moves towards, is it growing or is it actually moving?
It's
And taking
moving.
itself from
It
somewhere?
doesn't appear to be growing, but it's very difficult to kind of judge whether it's growing or whether it's just moving, because it's only like small tendrils that are kind of like reaching out. It's like kind of like shoots are reaching out at you. It's a little bit difficult to see whether it's growing or not, but it's definitely moving.
Kind of both, perhaps.
But it's definitely attracted to flame.
Yeah, it's attracted. Yeah, it's attracted to the flame, but it
You know,
doesn't catch a
I
light.
remember hearing stories about these creatures called moths that would be attracted to flames, like a moth to a flame. You've probably heard that phrase. And from what I've been told as a kid, there was these creatures that would fly towards it and like burn themselves on on the flame.
Yeah, stupid little creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, no wonder they went extinct.
But this seems
What
to
of the
be very
vines?
much-
The ruin.
The ruin seems to like flame.
Yeah, it will go extinct then.
So I throw my lit torch to the left side of one of the doorways to the carts.
Yeah, so the doorway is like way up high. You'd have to kind of like anchor up and climb up to do that. I mean, you can chuck it up onto the top of the doorway. Okay, yeah. So you kind of like chuck it up. You can kind of you see it go up and you hear it land, and then all of a sudden you can you can hear something moving on the top of the train. You can't see it. It's
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Hey,
clunk.
somebody want to go head up there and let's see what's going on. Who's the tallest here? The best climber? Not very good at climbing.
Obviously, Geralt.
Oh, I'm looking after the dogs.
Yeah, but
Throw a dog up there.
well,
Throw a dog up there.
We could
That's a
throw
great
it.
idea.
yes.
We could let we got 4. We could let one of them loose.
Yeah, throw one up top. See what happens.
Get him the best
Fire!
at throwing.
Science was had.
I recommend the little one, the small
Yes.
dog. That'll
Yeah.
be the easiest to throw.
they're all about the same size. They're all little Chihuahua kind of pet dogs.
Teapot dogs.
Oh,
Like
God.
you
Take the yappiest.
you
Get the
throw-
get the
so-
yappiest. Throw the yappiest, please.
you throw one of the dogs up and you hear and then like it's gone.
Okay, fun.
You can hear it yapping in the background. It's obviously not happy. It's fine. It's not.
Okay.
Nothing
so there's
nothing
no
has happened to the
whimpers
dog.
of pain. All
It
right,
is
so I
making
climb
quite a
up-
bit of noise now, though. And
climb up the side of the train. Well, the bottom of the train. Onto the side.
okay, so the way I'll say that you can climb up, there's probably like mechanisms. You're going up the underbelly, and there's like all sorts of like plumbing and pipes and things, and you could probably hold on to them, and you can grab on. You can climb it like ladders. It's probably
in
quite
ruin, isn't it?
arduous.
Covered in ruin, right?
There are sections that aren't on this carriage. It's the other carriage that is covered in ruin. But you can still find a way to get up. Like all three of you can get up onto the top. When you get up onto the top, the dog is barking like crazy at the ruin. It is just like constant. And when you get up to the top, you can hear it echoing through the jungle. And it is loud, it's loud, and it sounds a lot louder up where you are now. There is a very strong breeze coming on top of the train. You're about you're about 10 meters high at this point, so there's a bit of height, and the jungle kind of like dips down. So what you presume is happening is the wind is going through like kind of like a channel area kind of thing, a flow through. Yeah, and you see like a hatch, and there's a handle that you can open, and there's a plaque on the outside of the hatch. And it says...
Free food.
It says, up the airy mountain, down the rushing glen, we dare not go a-hunting for fear of little men.
I'm not afraid, no dwarf. Let's go inside.
Okay, so how are you going to get inside? Because the doors are closed.
I'm going to open them.
Okay, how are you opening the doors? The doors are kind of like
That door handle.
sealed. Okay, so the doors are sealed tightly closed. Like they're kind of like really difficult to pry. It would probably take all three of you to force it, and I want you all to roll a 1d6, please.
But what if we put an explosive on it?
You didn't bring explosives.
Ah, shoot.
I'll find it. Between the tracks, what kind of is it like pebbles, rocks, like big chunks? Is
Are you? Wait, did you climb up as well, or are you down at the bottom?
Well, I was down looking after the dogs at the minute, but so are there sleepers between these tracks?
Yes.
Okay.
They're massive, though. I mean, they're 10 meters long. They would be ridiculously difficult to pick up.
How wide? What's underneath the sleepers?
Oh, I don't know. Some weird rock. Yeah, you could probably rocks. There's probably a combination of like big boulders and pebbles and things like that. And you can pick up some pebbles.
I'll thread the leads round, and I'll tie the dogs to a nice big rock that they can't possibly move, right? And then I'll climb up and...
Okay, so you're leaving the dogs down there. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You've tied up some dogs and you've left them out in the wilderness where bad things happen. Sure.
They're fine.
Yeah, no, I need everyone to roll me a d6. I've seen animals and Kaths to help open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, that's perfect.
So together you are able to just manage to open the door a crack. It's like barely enough to fit all three of you in, but you have to go in single file. You can't all jump in together.
Okay, I go first.
Yep.
You go first.
Yeah, I just jump right in, basically. Yeet.
Okay. Bear
like
in mind you're falling down 10 meters.
I mean, I prepare for landing as well.
Okay,
But I jump in and I scream, yeet! That's the battle cry of the olden days! And you hear me just falling, that's the battle cry of the olden days!
You know what? I'm gonna give you a marker there. Bear with
My
me.
wife actually used the term yeet yesterday.
Roll me a 1d6 animal.
Okay.
For toughness to survive.
Nice. 2.
You land a little bit funny, you fall over, you might have sprained an ankle, but you can put your weight on it.
Yes, Janus.
Kath Spartan kicked him in.
Yes,
Not for damage, to survive. Yeah, we don't really have like a damage system in this game. It's kind of DM's
But basically
rules.
my character thinks that yeet is a battle cry, but here the legends about the words of the past. Yeah.
Did anybody bring any rope?
Yeah, you've all got rope.
I did a sensible thing where you can just jump in.
Yeah,
wanna know
you've all got rope. You've probably got 5 meters worth of rope in length though. So
I just want to get
it's not that long.
What's there.
A 5-meter drop is better than a 10-meter drop. I tie the rope off onto the door handle and climb down.
Also, what do I see?
Can you roll me? Actually, no, Kath, you make it down fine. But I would like Gerald to roll me 2d6, please.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll follow them in, and no, yeah, I'll keep hold of mine. But hold on, if it's 5 meters up, right? How are we going to get back out? So I'm still at the top. I'm going to be asking.
Okay.
How are you going to get back up?
Magic, teleportation.
Well, we're not coming back. Or hopefully we can find a way out
Remember, you
further
do
up.
have the cutting tools that the navigator gave you right at the beginning of the. Sorry, you have cutting tools, so you can cut your like. They've got like 5 meters of charge, so you can cut out a 5-meter line.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. What I'm thinking is we'll just get in and we'll walk down the train. So hopefully the ruin hasn't gone into the train. We'll walk to the front of the train since it looks like it's all connected. Hopefully, and then we'll figure out how to get out from there.
All right, I'll follow him in then.
Okay.
Where's the roll?
Yeah, Gerald, because you've got dexterity, can you roll me a 2d6, please?
Yep. 3 and 5.
Yep, that's fine. And Kath, can you roll me a 1d6? Yep, that's fine as well. Okay, yeah, so you all make it down the rope. Animal kind of is hurt now, but he's fine. Sorry, I shouldn't say Animal. I should say Rob. Rob is
That's
hurt.
Bob with an R.
You can probably like kind of rotate your ankle enough, and it probably eases the pain. And you've probably got some sort of painkiller that you could take as well. So you're inside the train.
I think my ankle. I think I've hurt him.
That's all right.
It's on the board thing if you want to stick it on that.
I tap Gerald on the shoulder. I say, Gerald, I found our victim. I mean, our sacrifice. I mean, we're good. You and I are gonna make it. Bob with an R is going to be the one that goes down.
Okay, so you're in one of the carriages, and it looks similar to your train on the inside. That, by the way, there's no sign of the ruin inside the train at the moment.
I mean,
No
here's the
sign.
thing, it looks similar, but tilted.
Yeah. So everything is on its side. There might be some traversing because obviously, like, the buildings are kind of on the side, and like different rooms and platforms and stuff. It's all on its side. So there might be some traversing that you've got to do. You can see down to the end of the carriage that you're in, and the carriage entranceway into the other one is actually, from your vision, slanted, and it looks like it might actually be it might be righted the correct way in the other carriage.
Any corpses or signs of life or anything?
Yes, there are.
Skeletons? Yeah.
Yeah, there's it probably not skeletal yet, but there are decomposing corpses in different places if you really look. It's not a good smell. It's really it's really not a good smell in there at the moment.
Anymore.
Edible?
No, it's not edible anymore. It's like we cannot commit cannibalism just yet.
Why did you jump to that? What is wrong with you?
We only have 5 days worth of food. What if we cannot make it back to the train?
What is wrong with you?
With 3 people and make a rimworld colony.
Oh my goodness. Okay, no. You can't
I'm
eat the
thinking
rotting
survival here.
corpses. They've been dead for 10 years. They're maggoty. There probably are skeletal places and stuff. It's horrible in here. You don't want to be here. It smells awful. You are not thinking of eating these corpses, Animal. Stop it.
Yeah, but what if it died yesterday? Then I might have.
No, this train crash happened 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you're saying like
We
there are
still
some
have the
signs of life
dogs.
of recently, not yet skeletal.
So,
That means that they died
the-
recently.
no.
Look, don't panic. We've got
No,
the
no.
dogs. We've got the dogs.
Because they've been hermetically sealed. Everything's been hermetically sealed, so it's like kind of like mummification has happened. The atmosphere has escaped as you open the door. Like it was the first sign that this has happened. So that's why it's not rotted away completely, because it's a hermetic seal. That's why there's no yeah. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so
Kind of. From how does this carriage seal to the next carriage?
yeah, no, there are seals in between the
Slanted.
two carriages. It is slanted,
Okay, fair enough.
but there is like a circular seal that goes around it that isn't broken.
Okay.
So
So it's like a cool docking port.
yeah, it's like a docking port. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a good analogy. You know from the map that you need to go to where the slanted carriage is, and that carriage was was a carriage that was kind of leaning into the ruin on the outside. You can't see anything inside that carriage until you go there.
All right. I take the lead and I start walking through to the next carriage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that it probably takes you quite a while to traverse the carriage. Just mainly because it's quite a distance. It's probably gonna take you about half an hour, and getting up on top of the other carriage is probably taking you about half an hour as well. So I'll mark off another hour. So we're now working at about 8 hours since the beginning, like since we've started. If that makes sense.
But we're now in an upright car, right?
Yes, so you get to the hatch and you're able to get into the next carriage, and it is upright. Inside this carriage, this is really curious because you've never seen anything like this. It is insanely colorful. There are greens and reds and oranges and blues, and
Okay, someone has taken some psychedelia and colored this in.
kind
Or
of,
this
yeah,
is the nursery car.
There is a straight road that goes all the way down it that is a solid brown, it looks pavement, but it's a weird consistency as you kind of approach it, and you can see there's like weird ripples on this surface. It looks solid. On either side of the road, it's like kind of like raised up as a bank. It's like a greenery area where you would imagine there was probably some sort of flowers, but there aren't any flowers there. There are striped white and red sticks that are sticking out the ground, but nothing else. And there might be a few very small skeletal remains, like, in the background, like more of these corpses. It doesn't smell as bad in this cart.
I can't smell anything. Don't care.
Are the corpses smaller than the other ones by any chance? On average?
Yes,
Just
they are.
asking.
Yes, they are.
Right, okay then. Hmm.
Nursery. All
I'll
right.
point this out.
Moving on.
No. Well, maybe. Could be a nursery. Actually, yeah, Gerald, roll me a 1d6 real quick. So I'm gonna say that you're using your reason here.
3.
Yep. So yeah, they're definitely smaller. They're not quite human.
Oh, okay.
There's
I'll-
weird there's a weird amount of like rib cagey things happening to the skin. The skin has a very has a greenish tint. And whatever bones you might find, they're black as soot. Like they're black, pitch black.
Okay. There's not like one really big fat one somewhere, is there?
No, they're about 90 centimeters in length, I would say, like from the feet to the head. They've got 2 legs, they've got 2 hands, arms, that sort of thing. Yeah, so they're quite small. They're only like 90 centimeters tall. If they were to stand up, that is. They're all kind of clumped on the floor.
I'll point this out to the rest of them. Like, doesn't this look a bit odd to you? Like,
Do they have
they're all
orange
short.
hair?
Do they have orange hair? There's no hair. They have no hair.
Ah.
So they're not Oompa Loompas.
Can I lick them?
Yes, you can lick them. Roll me a 1d6.
At disadvantage.
At
Bright
disadvantage.
sides.
4.
At least us two have now got
What
like
do they taste
15
like?
days of food.
You rolled a 4. What do they taste like? Rotting flesh.
Okay.
By the way, the rolls don't determine what I tell you. You're gonna get the same information regardless of the roll. The roll is how much time passes. So if you fail, it's gonna take you more time to determine what I'm telling you. So I tick off time. So every time I ask you to roll, we get closer away from losing like time, if that makes sense. At the moment, you've all rolled good enough to not lose any time on your rolls, but just so you're aware, that's what's happening. Wanted to be clear. But yeah, no, tastes like rotten flesh. Tastes like something's died. It's awful. You immediately vomit. Yep. Dead people. Yeah, literally dead people.
Why would you?
That's not good, guys.
I look at Gerald. I look at Gerald and I do this right here.
1d6 to dodge vomit.
So yeah, I keep on trucking.
Okay. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna get
so
here as quick as possible as well.
yeah, so as you get towards the end, there isn't actually an airlock as you've seen before in other carriages. It is an entrance to a tunnel, or what you see, and you can kind of make out the first little bit, and on the walls there's like all these weird carvings and the remnants of light, but then it's just darkness all the way through.
I light another torch.
And then all of a sudden, something moves below your feet.
Ooh.
The rippling, there is a rippling that starts with the pathway, the brown pathway, and you all start to very slowly sink into the path. It's like very slow quicksand.
This is not how I want to end. This is not how I want to end.
Is there anything to hold on to grab up high?
There's nothing up high, but there is like the bank shore where it's like kind of like a grassy surface. So you can still kind of move and like wade your way through. It's like thick, oozy mud, but as you move, you're starting to get pulled in a little bit more.
So is it strong enough for me to hold myself up while walking?
Along the embankment? Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I trudge through. At this point, there's no point turning around. I keep trudging through. I have my lit torch on so I can see. What else do I see in there?
In the tunnel?
Yeah.
So at the moment you're on like the outskirts of the tunnel and it just is pitch black. But like there's markings on the walls. There's a lot of like weird psychedelic patterns, like scratchings and stuff. There's marks of like people, like maybe nail marks, you think, down this tunnel, but you're not quite sure. You've never seen anything like this before.
How much above the floor space is there in the tunnel?
You've probably got about a meter's height between your head and the ceiling, depending on how high you are. So it's about 3 meters. the tunnel,
And these
which in the
red and
in the grand scheme of the carriage is very small, but for you guys, it's enough space to move around.
And you said there was red and white sticks like sticking up out the ground in here.
Not in the tunnel. That's on the embankment. Like the red and white sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I might do a little. I'll see if I can grab some out of these sticks, and use the rope that I've got, lash them together, and try and make like some snow boots, but out of the sticks, like horizontal and flat, and see if I can support my body weight on top of the.
Roll me a 1d6, please.
With those. Sure.
Yeah, so these sticks pull out really quickly, and you can kind of like create, like you've kind of probably using bits of string in your survival kit or whatever, and you're able to manipulate some like I think you're trying to make like snow.
Yeah, snowshoes. Kind of
yeah,
like
snowshoes, right? And yeah, you can make them. You can make enough for everyone if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll do that. I'll give Bob. Sorry. Cool. Bob. Look.
Bob.
Try this.
All right. I crawl my way out of the quicksand. Put on the shoes. Try walking across.
Can't be out of it. Give me one of those, please.
Yeah. All right, Rob. Hold on a second.
And I just run over to the side and get those shoes on. Basically, I'm like, sticky goo.
Are any of you going to inspect the goopy muddy thing? That you were standing on the pathway.
Sure. I pull up a sample and take a look at it.
Yeah, okay. As you touch it and manipulate it, has anyone ever had like corn flour? Like you put corn flour in water, and as you touch it, it melts, and then when it lands on it goes back into a solid, right? It's very similar like that. As you pick it up, it starts to melt and sieve through your hand, and then falls through, and it leaves a very brown, very deep brown resin on the palm of your hand. It doesn't cause you any harm.
And then when we slam it, is it solid or is it?
So if you like do that to it, it like splatters everywhere. It's like mud at this point now. So the longer you hold it, the more liquidization turns into it.
What also happens is that in a frenzy, I try to put on these shoes, and it kind of succeeds. But in that moment as well, I stumble and fall over, and my mouth falls into the goo as well.
It tastes really nice. Very, very, very sweet.
So I start eating it.
Yep, you're now full. Probably a bit queasy as well, but like it's fine. Yeah, it's edible.
That's good stuff, guys. You should have some.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Animal, can you roll me a 1d6, please?
Sure.
Write some more notes.
It's a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That was all. Rips a page from his book and hands it to Gerald. Uh-oh. Yeah, so basically... So Animal has ate some of the floor. Is there anything else you want to do in this room before you go into the tunnel, or do you just want to go?
I'll take a look at the ruins and see if I can make anything out of the ruins, if there's any legible text or...
Legible text?
Decipherable information from it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, there are words. Actually, roll me a... Oh, was that your roll?
Yeah.
1d6? Yeah, okay. Roll me another d6, please. It needs to be a 2d6 for logic. Okay, thank you.
So far, we have been
Okay,
lucky.
so
Knock on wood.
basically, yeah, you find a gold piece of material. There are some sort of words etched on this on the gold. I don't know how to explain it. It's like foil. It's like a gold foil, like, you know, kitchen foil. It's like that, but it's very golden, so it's crispy and it manipulates
gold
very
leaf?
easy. Yeah, kind of a gold leaf. Yeah, I guess. But it is a perfect rectangle. There are imprintations of words that were once on here, and there's like small pieces of text that are now eligible, but a lot of it has faded. And the things that you can read is, when it's time to leave, you will be escorted. Don't be late. And another part of the text would have says, otherwise you will not. And then right at the bottom, there are K and A written on it. So basically there's 4 different things on this thing, and it's like fades in and out. So it's obviously there's a greater sentence. When it's time to leave, you will be escorted. Don't be late. Otherwise you will not. The don't be late and the otherwise you will not is fairly close together. And then the KA is at the bottom. What is this D6 for? Oh wait, no, that was for the other one. Sorry, it's because Bob is writing.
When it's time to leave, you will be escorted. Don't be late.
Yep. Otherwise, you will not. And
there's
KA.
just a small gap.
Hang on. Let's see if I can take a photo of this then.
I'm typing it out right now. K.
One thing I'm asking myself.
Like that, sort of.
I can't take a photo of my notes because I've got the answer next to it. Yeah, KA.
Also,
the KA is next to each other. That's at the bottom. Don't be late, otherwise you won't. Yeah, so there's quite there is a space between the don't be late and the otherwise you won't. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it. There you go.
Also, a thing that I'm thinking of right now is, can I fill up some sort of bag or whatever with this goop that's on the floor? So that it might have
You
more
can
food.
put it in your bag, but all of your shit inside your bag will then be covered in gloop. And as you stop touching it, and as you've moved off of the gloop onto the bank, it solidifies again.
Is my stomach now solidified?
Nope. No, you're fine. But it has started to solidify over. No, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Apart from your ankle, like earlier, but...
Yes. Nom nom.
So yeah, is there anything else you kind of want to do in here, or should we keep going? Keep going through because the only way through is through the tunnel. The map that you've got pretty much says that you've got to get. You've got probably 2 more carriages before you can get into the place that supposedly is where the fuel is.
Let's
I think we should
go.
push on. Yeah. If the,
Okay, so because Gerald has made the snow shoes, you're able to stay afloat on the mud, and you're able to work through. Kath's got his torch, and as he's going, like the light is moving with you. You can see your own shadows flickering on the walls and everything like that. It appears like the walls are moving, and every time you look at the wall, you don't see anything there. But in the corner of your eyes, there's something moving, and you don't know what is causing it. You can also hear something at the end of this tunnel. It's going clickety clickety clack. It's not a mechanical noise. It's a natural animal noise.
Oh, puking?
So I get to my
No, not
bag
animal
and I
puking,
try
no.
to find a good weapon.
Well, there's nothing in this tunnel. There's nothing in the tunnel that you can pick up.
No, but I looked through my bag, my supplies. And
Yeah, so you had like a sword for chopping down vines, and then you've also got the cutter, the small knife to get through the train and the things as well. But that only has a limited use.
I got my sword.
It's the dogs came for revenge.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't bring the dogs down here. I look at Gerald. We brought them for a fucking reason. It wasn't to leave them out there.
But what happened to the one that was on top?
It's still sitting there barking at the damn thing.
Yeah, what did you do with that? Just as a little segue, I'll let you kind of invent something that you did with that dog.
Well, it was the yappy one. I wasn't going to bring it with.
They're all up there
You
just
can't hear it. Okay, so if you've left it outside, you can't hear the dogs or anything outside. But you can hear a clicking from it. If I were to say an insectoid clicking from Star Trek Enterprise,
Right.
yeah,
Insectoid,
that's the sort of a click that you can hear, like the insectoids, but it's quite slow.
Oh, so it's more like the clicking from when they were abducting Riker.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
That. Yeah. So you get to the end of this tunnel, and there is a very, very small door. If you crouch, you can just about fit into this door, but it's like 3 foot, about 90 centimeters, 100 centimeters tall, a meter tall. So you can just get through.
I open the door and crouch through.
Well, before you do that, the clicking is on the other side of the door.
Yeah, I don't care. I want to go through. I want to be the first. I want to be the one that's credited for being the hero.
Which one is yours, Animal?
I'm Rob.
Yeah, what are your stats? What are your
Manipulate the organic world. Okay. Yep, so you creep in. Are you going in quickly or slowly?
I'm just like, you know what? Let's go in.
Okay, so you burst straight through, and 2 giant ants turn round and look you down in the face. Like, they're looking at you. They have been devouring something that has not too recently been alive. They look like the remains of people. They're not small skeletal structures like you. Closes the door and walks back. But they're looking at you like, and basically what you're seeing is 2 big creatures that are like ants that are kind of in the middle of their meal, and you've just walked right into them.
Hi. Didn't mean to interrupt, but where's the toilet here? I really need to pee.
Roll me a 1d6, please.
Hey.
4.
Yeah.
Roll me another
radio
d6.
from
Sorry. Roll me another d6. I forgot that you had
Uh-huh.
2 points in Natura.
3. Nice.
Okay, so you don't know how, but for a very short time, you can confuse these creatures to not ignore you, but they won't attack. They're watching you. They will not attack. You've probably got about 10 minutes of time before you're ready for them, like they're ready for them to kind of like pounce kind of thing and go after you. So you've got about 10 minutes. You're aware of this, but you've frozen them for a little bit. Hold on. No, we're putting a pin in this because Kath has closed the door behind you. So you're now trapped in there. So let's just hold that in for a second. So Gerald and Bob. You saw
at the door of like, hey guys, I didn't mean to interrupt. That kind of stuff.
Behind Bob.
So they kind of have an idea of what's going on.
Okay, so Bob's
like
first, then Gerald. Hold on, Animal, shut up, because I'm going to explain what they're hearing because they've closed the door. So, Star Trek. Yeah, we've had like multiple Star Trek references. Janice, you've been missing out. So so it's Bob first. He's closed the door. Gerald. So Gerald from behind. You're now hearing clicking from behind as well.
Bob, do you hear that? There's something behind us.
It's coming closer.
It's coming closer, Bob.
Oh.
I'm going to snap one of the sticks off the bottom of the shoe things, ready like a big pointy thing.
I have my torch at the ready, and I'm looking down the hall to see if I can see what the hell it is.
Remember, you can manipulate the force of fire, so I will let you extend the light a little bit if you really wanted to hold it out. Like, you can maybe extend that light out. Yep, sure. It's more of these ants. They're swimming through the ooze. And as they get closer, the ground, instead of it being mud, starts to turn to a liquid.
I walk over to and try putting my torch down near this liquid to see if it's flammable.
The torch goes out.
This is a good idea.
The torch goes out, and then it's darkness. You can turn the torch back on.
I didn't douse the friggin' torch.
Okay, no, it's not flammable. It's not flat. Okay, I thought you meant like you put it.
I didn't douse the torch. Jeez, okay. I'm not crazy.
I'm kind of curious to what would have happened if it was. On top of that.
No, it's not flammable.
I start making clicking sounds.
What's the weird phenomena? No, I don't think that's...
I have no idea what weird phenomena.
What are you trying to do with the clicking sound?
Confuse them? Maybe make them stop and pause and think maybe I'm one of them?
Roll me a 1d6. Nobody's rolled a 1 yet. It's very irritating. Yeah, nothing happens. They just keep coming towards you.
I pull out my sword and I kind of lean it and put my back against the wall.
So as they start getting closer and closer and closer, you now do sink down, and it gets to the point where you're starting to get liquid everywhere. You've got to there is like a step that reaches up to the door that Animal's gone through, and that's kind of the only thing that isn't melting at this point. And yeah, I'm saying melting. Also, by the way, the liquid is absolutely fine. Nobody's like getting any stinging or anything like that. It's just liquid.
That seems weird.
Okay, gonna back up to the step. Probably take the shoes off. A pair of sticks in the hands, ready to stab the thing.
Backing up onto the step. Yeah. So you pull yourself out of the liquid. And onto the step. Actually, roll me a 2d6, please. Discount. Dude.
Also, can I just
For God's
note?
sakes.
Can I just
Nobody's
note
failing
that
these. Like, what?
At this time I'm staying with the
No,
party.
shut up, Animal.
Without
We're
party.
dealing with this now. I'll come to you in a second. They need to escape
Excluded me from the
first.
rest of the team. But the party has excluded me from the rest of the team while I stick together with them. And
I
on the
know what
other
you're talking
two
about.
occasions, I basically leave the party and I get complaints.
That's
We're not
true,
complaining.
actually. Well,
We're not
anyway,
complaining.
don't worry, Animal. It's fine. I'll come back to you. You'll
I
get
know,
your
I don't
chance.
care. But I just wanted
Yes.
to notice that.
Yeah, so Discount, you've managed to pull yourself out. You're on top of the step. Are you going to do the same, Kath?
Sure, why not?
Okay, yeah, so you probably need Discount's help to pull you up because he got out first. He was quite quick and agile, but you were sinking down to the point where you would have to be pulling yourself up. The liquid had kind of came up to above your chest kind of thing, and it was up to your neck. So Discount helps you out and pulls you out, and you're both on this step, and the clicking is still coming closer, and it's getting louder, and it's echoing through the tunnel.
I say, so do we fight these ones or figure out what these ones are? Should we go in with the other guy that's eating and licking everything? I'm not sure which one is more dangerous to our health.
I think we know which one's more dangerous. But we do need to move forward, though.
As you finish this sentence, the ants are now in your torchlight, and you can see them, and there's a lot more than 2.
All right, I think it's time for us to move forward in the train.
Yeah, let's get through the door and close it behind.
All right, so we go open. I open the door and
Okay,
squeeze through.
pause here.
Pausing.
Right, Animal.
Yeah.
So, the door has just closed behind you. You've got 2 ants looking down at you. What do you do?
Well, at first, basically, I said something that confused them, apparently. And now I'm like, okay, I don't have a light source on at the moment, right?
No,
that's
but
the other
you
guys.
do have... Yes, but you do have...
My own sort of light somewhere in my backpack or whatever.
I'm gonna say there's probably something that's glowing in the background that casts light into this room, so you would be able to see. It's not complete pitch darkness like the
there's a
like the
window
tunnel
with some
was. It's
film
kind
on
of
it or
like
whatever.
moonlight. That's the best way that I can
Yeah.
kind of explain it.
Like,
So
there's
you
some
can
window with
kind of
some
see
filter on
things.
it. There's a window with some filter on it, letting light through or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
You don't know
so
where the light's
basically-
coming from.
Yeah. First of all, I basically go through my backpack. Is there any source of light in there that I can make?
Yeah, you've also got a torch.
Can I light it?
Yes.
But only once, I guess.
Actually, no. You probably wouldn't be able to light it. Sorry.
Okay. Any other light source?
Kath can only light his on Will because he's got the Potentia roll.
Yeah, I see.
You could light it, but you would have to stop and you'd have to make fire and like
Yeah, it would
have
take
like a
time. It
pocket
would
of
take more than
matches
10
and that sort of thing.
minutes.
It would take more than it would take a while to do it.
So, can I see what's in the room? Because at this point I'm just like.
Yeah, you
but
can
then
see
anything
what's in the
else.
room. Like so there's these 2 ant creatures that are kind of looking at you, but beyond there is a lot of huge test tubey things with like liquids and jars. There are big contraptions. A lot of things in this room look very, very familiar to you. You've seen a carriage just like this before. It is the carriage that precedes the storage for the fuel. However, there's something different in this carriage. There is a big contraption that you've never seen before. And
I was
it
about to
looks
say
like
there's
it's
something
linking into the next carriage forward.
I mean, I was about to say there's something different in this room, but that's the 2 ants. But
Also, yeah, it's also well to know that there is an opening at the end of the carriage, and you can see the ruin. It's kind of,
Alright.
it's not moving.
okay. I still have my sword as well, I would think. So there's that. So I keep holding on to that sword as I kind of slowly try to walk around the room, basically.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on the ants, seeing what they are doing.
They're not doing anything yet. They're just kind of watching you. They know they're fully aware that you're there, but they're not doing anything.
Is there any place inside the room where I can kind of hide?
Yes, there's probably quite a few different places that you can hide. I would say roll me a 1d6, please.
Okay.
BRB, yeah.
5.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there are probably storage places, cupboards, that sort of thing.
Anything of metal or iron? That's very strong.
Yeah, no, it's all very resilient. There's definite nooks and crannies that you can get into and probably hide there securely until.
I'm gonna hide in something that has a lot of metal and iron and stuff around me. And steel.
Yeah, sure. So you probably go inside like a storage container. It's completely empty. There's nothing inside it, but there's enough room for you. You
So I just hide out there.
just as Kath broke everything. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Thanks, Kath.
Oh no. Ah.
Now my chin is here.
Oh.
My forehead is here.
Oh no.
Hello.
Oh no. Is Kath okay? Where is he gone? Oh, he's
he went
DC'd.
BRB.
He's completely DC. Oh, actually, no, he was offline anyway, wasn't he? I know he said BRB. There he is. There he is. Ah, now he's the DM. Hey, Kath.
Hello, Cat. You need to send him now the DM stuff, and you need to be Bob now.
Yeah, I know. I'm now Bob. Okay, we'll continue. Kath, are you there? Can you hear us? Discord cameras auto-sizing. Yeah, that's the joy. I don't know if Kath is there. I can't hear him. We'll kind of just ignore it. Just ignore the overlay for a minute.
Ignore all of this. Ignore
Okay,
it
so
all.
just as you close the doors and seal yourself in, the ants move and they start moving towards you. And at that moment, that is when Gerald and Bob burst into the door and slam the door closed. Then one of the ants kind of gets very confused, turns round, looks directly at Bob and Gerald and starts moving towards you two.
So because I hear this loud
Rob is hidden, but you can hear the ants clawing at the metal, like it's scratch, 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 scratch kind of thing.
I'm gonna throw the stick like a javelin and try and hit the ant that's
Directly at it? Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Throw me 3d6, please. No, 4d6. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Even with 4 dices.
So it probably hits the one of the mandibles clean off, but it doesn't kind of deter the ant from getting closer and closer and closer.
To me,
It's enough to make it stumble and get a little bit like, oh, what just happened? But it doesn't seem to have affected it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ready the other one in the other hand till it's in striking distance.
In the meantime, because I heard this loud ka-tunk of the door opening and closing, I was like, hey, that's weird. I open the cupboard, I see what's happening, and I throw my sword at one of the ants, basically. That's some sort of spear.
So one of the ants is still right next to the door. If you're opening, the mandibles and claws would probably be able to get in.
I stab my sword into him, basically.
Okay, roll me 2d6, please.
There we go. Ah, no! The first one!
Okay, so one of the
Animal!
claws scrapes down your side, and you can feel bleeding happening. It's warm, it's hot, and it hurts. It's really bad. There could be some sort of venom that's seeping into your bloodstream.
Okay.
But for the most part, you slash again and you slash again. You chop off 2 of the claws, and you're able to kill the ant by stabbing it right in one of its eyes, and it just falls down. You are in intense pain, though. Hey, Kath's back!
And I fall out of the cupboard or whatever I'm in. I fall out of there and just roll out of there. Ah!
Roll me a 3d6, please.
Me?
Yep.
No one this time.
Yeah, okay, so you roll out and you're able to kind of kick your way free. As you roll out, you can hear the cupboard creak, and you're able to, like, kind of pull free before it, like, falls down onto the corpse of the ant. And a few test tubes and stuff that are maybe in somewhere else start to shatter. Meanwhile, the other ant is still, it has kind of like regained itself a little bit and the dog rolled a 1. What was I saying? So the ant is picking up speed again and is now starting to charge at Gerald and Bob. It is injured.
So I try to run at it and then jump.
You're in so much pain, Animal.
yeah,
You can barely move right now. And it's moving away from you anyway, so you're kind of out of the danger. You could probably get up, but yeah. So what? Gerald and Bob. Sorry.
When it's in striking distance, we try and stab it with the other stick. I don't know what Rob's up to. Bob, sorry, don't know what Bob's up to.
I'm gonna pull out my sword and try slashing at it as it comes up.
Which ones do you have?
We'll work together.
So you work together. Which one do you have? Okay, ancient technology. You're gonna have to give me more than just stabbing at it. Like, are you kind of like doing anything? Are you sidestepping or dodging, that sort of thing?
Yeah. So one of us will go to the left, one of us goes to the right, and then whoever's like gets a clear shot, we'll try and take it.
I'm trying to cleave its head off with my sword.
Okay, so Bob probably isn't quick enough to move out of the way, so he's like, Bob, you would know that if you miss this, it could be very bad. You've also seen Rob in the background kind of like be impaled and is in terrible agony. You can see him rolling around and you can hear his screams. Discount, can you roll me a 5d6, please?
He's pushing for it now.
Dexterity roll. Holy crap!
Oh!
How?
So far, we only have one.
Yeah. So Bob, you can't move fast enough. You can't get out of the way. However, as one of the claws reaches for you, you see it slice in half, and then before the next moment, another blade comes and slices off the other claw. The creature like kind of scrambles backwards. It's agony. It's lost its front 2 claws. One of its mandibles is missing, and it's like kind of click, 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 and it's kind of like scrambling away. It's now afraid of you. Is there anything else you do before I do the next thing?
I try to put it out of its misery. Put a blade through its head.
Blade through its head. I don't know if... Yeah, sure. Roll me a 1d6.
No murdification.
We'll see. Okay, so you you lean in and you try and like just go straight for the eye, very similar to how Anymal got his kill. But because the ant is moving quite quickly, it's erratic and all over the place, and you kind of like slice off its other mandible. It's now just got its mouth that's just like moving. There's no more clicking because that's the mandibles that were clicking. And it's able to back right out, and it goes out of the other end where the ruin is, and it's able to escape, and it's now gone. And everything goes quiet. You start to hear tap, 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 tap on the door behind you that you've just entered from.
I'll look around the room for something to block the door. Like to lock
yeah, there's probably like loads of cabinets and stuff that you can probably pull and move and barricade the door in some kind of way. Kath, can you roll me a 4d6 for logic to figure out, to see how stable and structurally sound this is? You've rolled 1-1 in all of these rolls. I don't know how you've managed this.
Once upon a time,
yeah.
I rolled 24 consecutive ones.
24 consecutive ones.
During a game of Epic.
Oh,
So-
really? Did you really do that?
Once my life. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Don't even look at the odds. It's insane.
Okay, no, yeah, you're able to blockade the door. It looks very structurally sound. In fact, actually, there's probably no way that thing is going to move anytime soon. You're quite secure. There is still the hole, and so basically what you've got in this carriage as, like, there is a light din that you can see, and you can see to the end there's like the big machine, and there's a tank that feeds into the next carriage where the ruin is. And the ruin carriage is where the fuel is. So what do you do?
I look at Rob, or
Okay,
Bob
then.
with an R.
Yeah.
I look at his wound, and I get him to spit in my hand. Rob, spit in my hand. Rob? Alright, so I put my hand in front of so I put my hand on his wound, and then I put my hand in front of his face and say, lick it.
What's happening? Okay, Anymal, it's not that bad. Like, it's pain, but it's subsiding.
Yeah, but he's touching the pain point. It's hurting more. It's pain. He's touching my touchy place.
I'm gonna cauterize the wound. I'll take the torch
Yeah,
up to
okay.
the wound and cauterize the wound.
Roll
I've
me
seen this on
a...
TV.
Are you gonna... So I'm gonna ask you, are you gonna use thought or logic for this?
Well, logically, if he's bleeding, I need to stop the bleeding, so I'm gonna
So logic.
cauterize the wound. Yeah.
Roll me a 5d6.
So, are you trying to burn the
Ooh.
wound or burn the wound off?
I am trying to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, this takes a
Cauterize.
Because I
long
was thinking
time.
of that you meant amputation by fire.
No, cauterizing, it's concealing it in. It takes a long time. There is green ooze coming out of the wound as you're doing it. It is painful, but you're able to cauterize the wound and you've stopped the bleeding. Anymal doesn't look well.
Nope. And I think the noise of screaming that I've made in the meantime might have caused more attention to us.
Nope. Everything's been quiet. So the medical care took... I'm gonna be honest, it took about 2 hours for you to do that. It took a long time.
Well, while he's tending,
It's now
to,
getting very, very dark.
while he was tending to Rob's room, can I have a look round? Because I know that this train isn't this carriage isn't on our train. So can I kind of like poke about and try and work out?
No.
maybe what it's
Sorry. This carriage is on your train. There's a machine inside this carriage that you don't recognize. Like
Oh, okay, well, I'll
this
investigate the
carriage
machine
is
then.
very familiar. It was the last carriage that wasn't familiar.
Okay, well, I'll check out this machine then. Just kind of like look at the pipes, where they're going, what it's doing. Kind of maybe try and figure out maybe what it does, or just learn a bit more about it.
You have materia, don't you? Yeah. Roll me 2d6. Now it's happening.
No.
This machine creates fuel. You don't know how, you just know it creates fuel and it's feeding it into the storage area. It's not currently on. The pipes are all leading into the next carriage. As you look at one of the pipes, you can see the ruin creeping inside it.
Okay.
Towards the machine.
I'll relay my discoveries. So what seems to be feeding it? Like, I mean, obviously it's outputting. What was feeding
okay,
the
so
machine?
the machine is not on. It is off.
Okay.
But
Does it have an
you
input?
okay,
Or is it just
so
output?
yeah, there are buttons all over it. You can probably figure out how to power it if you wanted to turn it on.
Okay. And how big is it? How feasible it is for us to dismantle it and take it out?
It's probably the size of a large diesel generator that you would like, portable diesel generator. So it's big enough for two of you to carry. So two of you could carry it. Animal wouldn't be able to in his condition, but it is attached down onto the floor. Like it's stuck to the floor.
Okay.
But there's probably like rivets and bolts and stuff that have implanted it down into the floor. And there doesn't seem to be a power source.
Okay. Well, I suggest maybe we take this with, and then we've got like something that might be able to generate fuel for us.
Agreed.
I mean, we can leave Animal behind. We don't have to carry him back.
You're muted, Animal.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one.
Another Star Trek reference.
Say, like, if you two carry that generator, I'm not really capable of walking myself at this point, I guess.
Yeah, you know,
Or
you
am
can
I?
walk. You after Kath has finished the surgery, the pain is subsiding a little bit.
Tree.
Okay.
I'm saying surgery, but you've probably lost movement in your hand, in your arm. But you are okay. You can walk. You probably wouldn't be able to climb if you wanted to climb out, and that you can't get back the way that you came because there's still like clicking and scratching at the door.
At the door.
Although it has kind of subsided a little bit. It's not as noisy as what it was when you first entered. 2 hours have passed, so.
Yeah.
And there's been no other signs of anything else. Oh, actually, there are those remains of the dead bodies. I forgot about them. I presume one of you would have investigated that at some point.
Gerald was doing the investigation while I was doing the surgery.
Yeah.
Gerald?
I was focused on the engine.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, so how are you going to remove the rivets and the bolts?
Well, we had these cutting tools that we brought with us at the start, I think.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it probably takes two of these cutting tools to be able to cut enough material before they both run out of charge. As you turn them on, though, the ruin moves. it flickers and it grumbles, and you can hear creaking around the top of the train, and you start to see the carriage start to buckle down.
Can I stop the ruin for a while?
No, you can't. Actually, manipulate the organic world and living things.
Up to you.
No, you can't. You can't. It like as you're using up the energy, it's getting tighter and tighter, and things are starting to buckle. You can tell that there are vines on top of the carriage now. But you're able to get the the generator free, and it's now detached. The only things that are attached are the pipes, and you notice that the ruin has also gone down one of the pipes even further.
Okay. Well, we'll hold off on cutting for a second. If we give it maybe a more plentiful fuel supply, right? Maybe it'll go after that. So maybe if there's some fuel in the next carriage, perhaps we can like give it an easier source for it to, an easier target for it to go after, perhaps, while we get this thing out. Because maybe it's just looking for residue in the pipes.
I start also rumbling to my bag to see if I have any electronic devices that I can just throw out of the carriage for the ruin to be distracted by.
You didn't bring anything electrical with you.
Oh yeah, true.
You didn't state that, so.
Yeah, okay.
And if you did, it would be unpowered anyway, because everything's powered by the train. The bucket.
Uh-huh.
You do have batteries for like small things and devices, but as you've been using the cutting tools, those batteries attracting the ruin to you. So.
Yeah.
You would all know this as well. You would know that the ruin is attracted to technology. Yeah, so how about... Wait, Discount, did you say that you were going to go to the next carriage?
Well, I was just suggesting that as a plan, that perhaps we go to the next carriage, see if there's some fuel left, and see if we can get something that the ruin might go after in preference. Like sacrifice a little bit of fuel to do that, maybe.
Okay.
If we can perhaps ignite it or something, I don't know.
Kath is just eating away.
I looked through my bag for a toolkit.
What sort of toolkit are you looking for?
Like
you tell me. You tell me what you've got in your bag.
Wrenches, also like wrenches and things that we need to open the fuel canister.
You've got tools, but you've got nothing that fits. Yeah, probably like screwdrivers and hammers and chisels and that sort of stuff. But you've got nothing that would fit and open the canister exactly. But you do have things that could break into the front of the canister of the generator.
So I pulled these out and I'm like, guys, why did you waste the cutters when we had these?
You didn't tell us about those.
Well, I mean, obviously we're coming onto a train. We were going to steal fuel. Acquire the fuel from the train. We had tools to open shit up to get at it.
Yeah, but the cutter was quicker and it was right there.
Yeah, but what is we need that to cut out later? These tools aren't good for cutting out of the train, but they might be good for removing bolts.
I mean, every tool is a hammer, and with these tools, we can still hammer.
I'll tell you what, because I didn't really tell you that you had the toolkits and stuff. I'll give you a little bit of leeway. Let's say you've used one of your cutting materials. You've still got 2 of these cutting tools left, and the rest is maybe used with like pliers and stuff. But you had to use the cutting tool to be able to like chop away parts of the metal.
One of
So-
the bolts was stripped or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. So you had to do that. I'll be fair, because yeah.
Well, let's go get the fuel, and then we'll have to figure out how we're going to get this thing out. Because we're going to have to find an opening big enough to get it out of the damn train.
Well, there was an opening here, wasn't there?
Yeah, so there
carriage at the end.
is an opening where the ant left.
That's going towards the fuel, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. We got to find an opening that gets us to the outside, not just further into the
Oh,
train.
no. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. So this carriage doesn't have anywhere to the outside. But the ant has escaped into the further into the carriage, into the fuel carriage.
So
Let's go grab. Let's.
I suggest that I might, because I'm the weakest one at the moment, I might go out scouting in the next carriage for an exit, if there is any. But very carefully, because I don't want to aggravate any ants.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so Animal, you go through the opening to the next carriage and you see daylight. The carriage walls have been blown open, and this is where the ruin has been coming into the train. There's nothing in the storage tanks, no fuel left. But there is an exit. And it's big enough to fit. It's big enough to fit all of you guys through it and the generator. However, that's probably the way that the ant went. In fact, you can probably see little bits of blood that have gone through that way, and not human blood.
Okay, so I walk back carefully. Once again, carefully.
It also looks like that this part of the carriage has probably been blown open by an explosive or a charge or something.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I walk over carefully, trying to be stealthily, and tell to the others, like, hey, there's an opening there for us to go through. It's big enough for us, but the ants might be behind there.
Okay. Did you see any more of the train up ahead?
No.
Or is this...
It's the end of the line.
No, well, you can't see the next few. There was no sign of any more carriages. You don't know where the engine's gone.
You saw daylight, though, right?
Yeah, the daylight is the outside. Like, that's on like one side of the carriage. So if you're looking down the carriage, the daylight has been blown out through from one side of the train carriage.
Did you see the tracks?
You can see... No, you can see into the jungle. So you can't see the side where the tracks are. It's going into the jungle. If that makes sense. Here.
All I saw was jungle in the sky and didn't take any time to actually try and see where the track is. I just wanted to know, can we get out of here?
Well, the track's behind us. We left the tracks. Because the train derailed. And we've been walking down the train.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to risk walking through the jungle trying to get back to the tracks?
It's the jungle or the
only
ants.
thing I can think of is get out of this carriage, get on top of it somehow, and walk over the train back. That might be the safest route.
It's 10 meter high. You wouldn't be able to walk over. And you've... How many people had rope left?
No.
2 people. It was
2. Okay.
divide in Animal, because I still had mine.
Wait, hold on. Can you see this? This is what it looks like.
I used mine.
We're parallel to the tracks then, are we?
Kind of. I mean, that's a rough estimation. Probably the train would have curved into the route. You're probably further away from... Yeah, because you also know that you couldn't see this part of the train. It's inside the jungle, if that makes sense.
Oh, I'd say let's get out. Let's see if we can find the tracks, and we just head back on the tracks.
Could do. I agree.
Okay.
Okay, I would like Kath to roll me I've lost my page where I was keeping track of everything. to roll me a 6d6, please.
Only one fail in there.
One fail. Okay, we'll do that.
Sorry.
One
Average.
more dices.
Yeah, so you manage to take... as you chop off the... as you chop off the rest of the piping with the ruin inside it, the ruin really starts to move. Everything starts buckling down on you, and it's caving everything in. The generator you're holding turns on, and little cubes start falling out of the pipes. You don't know where they're coming from, they're just falling out, and you're leaving a trail. And the ruin is heading towards the generator, not the fuel. It's chasing you down as you escape. You manage to get out of the train, and you're now in the jungle, but the jungle is closing down on you.
Can we find out how to turn off the generator?
Yeah.
Yes, one of you can.
Who's better with machines? These confounded contraptions.
Didn't Discount have the skills for that?
Yeah, I was mechanical and ancient tech, so yeah, I'll
3d6,
I'll hammer
please.
the buttons until it turns off.
3d6, please.
While he's doing that, Rob, go pick up those fuel packs.
I will, and I've tried to put it in my pocket. as
It
fast as I
doesn't
can.
turn off. It is still going. It does slow down, though. It slows down the production of the fuel source popping out, but the fuel source is leaking out and leaving a trail behind it, behind you. The ruin slows down as it powers down, but it's still coming in. Like, it's still closing in, and it's still destroying the train. So as you leave, the train gets enveloped by the jungle. You're now outside in the jungle, and you can hear all sorts of clicking. You can hear the dogs barking in the background, and then you hear them yelping, and then you hear them screaming, and then you hear nothing.
Can we hear where they are barking from?
Yes,
What direction?
behind you,
Because we...
on the other side of
Okay.
the train.
Cool.
Okay.
So we know
Um,
where they were and where the track is then.
The
Because we left them at the
carriage?
track.
The poor dogs, yeah.
They had it coming.
The carriage that was meant to be in front of this carriage has disappeared, and there is a small outcrop, and you can just about see the tracks ahead, but the ruin is chasing you down now.
Let's
We run to the track.
let's
I
beeline
tried
it for
to
the
help them
track.
with my one useful arm, basically.
Does the hoverboard power up? Because we've got power now.
No.
Ah.
Rob, roll me a 4d6. Gerald, roll me a 6d6. And Bob, roll me a 2d6.
3 6s there. Oh, 1 1. Only 1 1.
Damn it. Right, hold on. I need to mark this off. So that one was that. That was that. And this one
Almost
was
like
this.
Give me a TPK here. Come on.
Whilst you're outside, you notice it's pitch black. It's now nighttime. The stars are in the sky. Something you've never seen, by the way. Stars are in the sky. You've got the moon shining very bright, and you can clearly see. You manage to make it onto the tracks, and the ruin get up to the gravel, but they stop. Instead, what happens is the ruin goes over the top of the gravel and reaches out to you. It doesn't touch the tracks.
So we just keep running, I guess, or
Or we could try burying it, maybe. Well, it's either leg it or bury it, isn't it? I think.
yep.
Or leave it.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean-
I don't know.
if this is what it's after, I wonder if we just keep moving. Because is the ruin moving faster than us, or are we moving faster than the ruin?
Or we beat it to the tracks.
You can at the moment you can move faster than the ruin.
I say let's just keep moving. Let's get out to somewhere.
Well, if we get back to where the T-junction is, if we get back to the T-junction, that's going to be wider.
I got an idea.
The widest point of the track, isn't it?
Instead of basically putting the blocks of fuel in my bag, instead I basically try to scoop up gravel. Also, basically get gravel in my bag with my hand, basically, so that I can later throw it at the ruin, while also trying to scoop gravel at the ruin, basically throwing it at it.
Okay. You pick up loads of gravel and you get weighted down.
Oh. That's too heavy.
Well, no, I mean, you've picked up enough, but I mean, there's a considerable weight. I mean, you've put a load of gravel in your bag.
Yeah, but... Okay, yeah. But I'm also trying to throw it at the ruin. Does that do anything?
Nothing. Does nothing.
It doesn't try to go around it or
Nope.
whatever?
It's not scared of the gravel.
Oh. So now I have a bag full of useless gravel.
Oh, wait, no. Do you mean the gravel from the track?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant just random gravel on the floor.
Ding, ding.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, you really have to explain. The gravel from the track. Okay. It dodges every single piece of gravel, but it's still coming towards you.
Okay. So it doesn't like the gravel at all. That's good to know. It's really about the gravel. So I start basically covering the generator in a slight layer of gravel. Or at least trying to keep a slight layer of gravel on the generator as well.
You put the gravel onto the generator, the gravel lights up and you can see a lot further.
Oh. What?
Okay. I'll take the gravel, brush the gravel off, see if it changes or stays lit up.
And then when the gravel falls back down to the ground, it goes dark again.
Okay.
It's the gravel that was
interesting.
lighting up. Yeah, it's the gravel that was lighting up.
Gravel over the
It just lights up.
generator
It
as we keep
doesn't.
walking.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, you start to see the ruin in front of you as you go start to like kind of enclose over the track in like a kind of a tunnel, and it's reaching down in front of you to try and stop you from using the track. So that's in front of you. It's not. It's still coming towards you, but it's not grabbing you yet.
We've got to make it back to the junction, otherwise we're lost out here.
Meanwhile, there's like little cubes that are being left behind as you walk. You're leaving a trail behind of these cubes, and that's the fuel. That's the fuel that you need, and it's just you're leaving a trail behind.
Yeah, I got some in my pocket as well in the meantime.
Okay, so you're picking them up as you go. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I did at the start. I did pick them up, but I eventually stopped because we were at gravel, and I started doing things with gravel.
Can we pick up a piece? Well, I'll pick up a piece of fuel and chuck it at the vines. See what it does. Just
Of
one
the
bit.
fuel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know
Science.
what would actually happen there. Hold on.
Is it gonna like trying to eat it out the air?
Roll me. I'm gonna say this is a reason thing here. Roll me a 2d6, please.
Uh-oh. 1.
I need to stop rolling.
Yeah.
It's because you were boasting about never like rolling so many ones, you're never gonna roll anymore.
I know, it's coming back.
15. Yeah, so the ruin does kind of go after the fuel. Like if you're so what are you doing with the fuel? Are you throwing it into the forest, into the jungle?
I mean, that would be the safest bet.
Or at the tendrils that are kind of...
I was sort of throwing it at the tendrils to see what they would do.
Okay, so the tendrils are catching the pieces of ruin and consuming them, and they're growing faster.
Okay, well obviously
the piece of fuel.
I'm I'm like, stop throwing them.
I only threw one. I just wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah, it's definitely moving faster.
Okay. So can we try throwing some in a direction we're not going?
Yeah,
No,
you can do that.
The whole thing would grow faster, perhaps. It might be one big entity.
Meanwhile, during all of this, while you're trying to reason this out, I'm going to say that you're continually walking and moving quite quickly down the track. So that you're... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now comes another idea I had. What if I start to eat some of the gravel?
The gravel.
Yeah, the track gravel.
Okay. I'm gonna change a rule here, I think, for this one, because this is a stupid...
idea. Yeah, but I'm like, the gravel protects the train.
You're
track.
not beating
What
the
if I
game
eat
by
it?
licking something this time. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen.
Oh.
Well, he's not. He's eating it.
He's just swallowing it. He's just gonna-
I'm trying
He's
to
a
get the
bird.
protection of the gravel into my body.
Your skin starts to turn bright purple. You start to swell to the... like your ankles swell. And, what's that?
That's all time.
Yep, and you're
wait,
struggling to move.
Okay.
Maybe some fuel will help. Here, have this.
I consume some fuel as well.
It does help.
Now,
At
quick,
that point.
run that way while we run this way, right?
The fuel does help. In fact, the fuel tastes of every sort of sweet taste that you can imagine. The first flavor that you would get is maybe like a something blueberry kind of thing. The second flavor you would get is an orange thing. It doesn't stop you from turning purple. You're now purple forever.
But I'm not having a swell time.
But yeah, it tastes nice. But it doesn't disintegrate. You can't chomp on it. You can't eat it. It's just tastes very, very, very good. Very good.
So
Best thing you've
licking
ever
it as if
tasted.
it's a lollipop.
Yeah, best thing. And as you're tasting it, by the way, you're getting full. Like it, you don't need to eat. By the way, I'm also presuming that you've been eating this whole time. You don't have to track that.
Okay.
You don't have to track your food content. Apart from Anymal, because he's eating all sorts of shit in this campaign.
Every
All this
campaign.
shit.
Every campaign.
Yes.
He has a massive oral fixation that he needs to get over. He got weaned from the breast a little too late.
Yes.
No?
I think that's right.
I just
Okay,
eat the
so
food,
yeah,
man.
it tastes very nice. Anyway, so as you're moving along, you get to the fork in the tracks, and it's now midnight. You've probably got about 12 hours until the train arrives. What are you gonna do?
Keep moving.
I think, well, if it's after the generator, maybe we can try and bury the generator.
In the
Keep
gravel.
the vines off it in the gravel, because it seems to be avoiding the gravel.
So
And then maybe
my
we
idea
go
would
and
be maybe make sure it's not on the track that our train's coming in. Let's bury it on the fork track if we're going to do that.
yeah.
Are you gonna
Yes,
put
yes,
at
that's right.
any point did you put the generator down onto the tracks?
Well, we will do when we try and bury
Or
it.
were you
we're
just
gonna
like
do it.
carrying it the whole way? Because I was kind of under the
Carrying it the
assumption
whole
that you
way.
would carrying it. Okay, yeah.
Now that
So
we're at the fork, we're going to put it down. and
okay,
think
so
about
as you
this.
put it down, the tracks light up. All of the pebbles go bright white, including the track that your train has been on. The entire connection lights up, and there is an electricity that is on the rail lines. Yours stood probably in between the two rails, so you're fine and safe, but the rails themselves are completely lit up. The ruin that was getting closer now backs off a long way. And it stays away from the track.
Let's set up camp and go to sleep. Don't touch the rails.
Yeah, just don't touch the rails.
Don't trust us.
Fine.
Don't touch Bob either. Rob, I mean, sorry.
Is that all you're gonna do then?
I mean, we've completed our mission. We're just waiting for the train to get back now. Do we hear the ants
Okay,
at all?
I would like everyone to roll me a 10d6, please.
Oh. Here goes.
2 fails. 3 fails.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1,
Ooh.
1.
4 fails. 5
6
total.
ones. That's it.
No, 6 totals. Yeah.
That's 6 hours.
But do the crits mean something special?
No, the crits don't mean anything special. Actually, what I was looking for there was the overall number.
Oh.
I have also not marked off all the ones as well. So yeah, 6 hours have passed. Animal, you're feeling very woozy. To the point that you cannot remain conscious. After 3 hours, you've passed out. Your skin is completely purple, and the green from the ant on like where they bit into you, pierced you, has started spouting ruin.
Look at Gerald
Oh.
and look at.
Rune is coming out of there.
Ruin's coming out of there. It's taking you over.
So
I
that
look at
the
Gerald.
fuel.
I need
I'll bring
you
it back on
to. Yeah, Animal, you're unconscious, but I would like you to roll me a 5d6, please.
1.
So as another hour passes, probably Gerald and Bob. So you've witnessed him pass out. You might not have noticed because I have a feeling that neither of you care. I don't know. But after the 6 hours is up, he's been unconscious for 3. Bear in mind you set up camp, so you're probably sleeping and doing all sorts anyway. You need to sleep.
You were thinking I was sleeping.
After the hour, you've seen this piece of ruin that has like kind of crossing down his face and kind of encompassing him. And it's kind of going into one of his nostrils. His purple skin is now a deep, deep, dark black, but he is still breathing. I'm so confused with the Rob and Bob name. Animal is Rob, Kath is Bob, and I hate them both.
Yes.
I'm Bob Robertson. He's Rob Wire. He's Bob with an R. Gerald, what do you think? I'm kind of of the mind we should put him on the other side of the tracks.
I don't think he should come back on the train.
No.
Doesn't look too well, does he?
Nope. I think he's.
I think he was a liability before. He's now a threat.
I wanted to become famous from this, and in the end, I died.
Yeah. and we're not
Okay,
gonna tell anybody about
before we go any further, I need Bob to roll me a 3d6, Gerald to roll me a 1d6, and Animal to roll me a 6d6.
I wish I knew what the rules did or represented more.
You what? You don't know what I'm doing with the rolls?
Not really. No.
No, that's that. Okay,
Every
so
time we roll
basically,
a
what I've
one-
just got you two to do, to roll, is the weird persona thing. So I'm thinking, like, I'm thinking if you can figure out, whether or not, like, what is taking
He
over
sucks.
Rob, right?
The rule.
Animal is rolling for toughness to stay alive.
Okay.
That's what he's doing. Animal is still alive.
And an hour passes.
So he's still alive. He's also regaining consciousness
Oh.
and is able to talk. Gerald, you know for a fact. Actually, I need to mark that off. 1 and 2. You know that the ruin inside him is maybe
They're bad today, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, they really are. It's like 4 or 5. I don't know, I feel like I've probably been targeted. Although I did get a big raid from Jim earlier, so it could be that.
Yeah, but
It was before that as well, actually, to be fair. I don't know, I've had a few. Right, what was I saying? Gerald, yeah, so you rolled a 6, didn't you? Did I get... Yes. So, actually, no. Bob, you would also know this. Sorry. So Gerald and Bob, both of you would know this. You can tell the ruin is only in that wound there. It's not any further into his being. You can maybe amputate the ruin if you wanted to. You can chop it off. In particular, the cutting knife that you have will chop through ruin and cauterize it. Anymal is now conscious. Or Rob is now conscious. Rob 1.
yeah, but
Rob,
do I notice right now that I have ruin on me?
Yes. You would know
Okay, so
instantly.
I'm like, get it off! Get it off!
I'm like, okay. I come up with my cutting tool and I start slicing down his arm.
You're gonna
Cut
chop
high,
off
cut
his
high.
entire arm?
Do it.
Well, how else am
Gotta
I
be
gonna
sure.
do it?
Yeah,
Gotta
okay,
be
no,
sure.
I suppose, yeah. Okay, so you chomp off. As you chomp off, his arm cauterizes around it. It doesn't look like any of the wound has any ruin in it, and you're able to take his entire arm off. What do you do with it?
Ah!
I take the arm and I fling it to the other side
Throw
of
it
the
away.
Throw it away. Yeah, sure. As soon as it lands out into the jungle, it gets immediately consumed by other ruin, and it just like erupts and bursts. Skin flies everywhere. Bits of bone just flings off into the distance, and it just turns into like this flowery, spory thing. Anymal, roll me 76.
Yeah, I
Does
just
he
got a
survive the
massive
surgery?
wound now. Oh, that's not us.
Ouch! Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a massive wound now.
That's
2 1s in there.
You don't have a wound, it's cauterized, so there's no bleeding. Because it's like a hot, slicey, knifey, plasma torch kind of thing. So it's cauterized it. It's like a lightsaber, it's cauterized the wound as it's chopped off your arm.
Lightsaber. Well, lightsaber, I don't understand. That's not Star Trek.
What do you mean?
Well,
Yeah.
to be sure,
Yoda was an admiral.
should we touch him to the rails? Because it seems to be repelled by the rails.
Touch him to the rails. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, just to make sure, because obviously it's staying away from the rails. Either that, we could chuck the dust on him as well. I just make
Yeah,
sure?
so if there was right, I'm gonna say that's a reason roll, so roll me a 3d6, please. I'll explain what all these rolls were at the end, by the way, but I've had a tally of every time you use a skill. There's a rule in the rulebook that says every time that you use a skill, you have to add 1 to the tally. It doesn't mean whether there's no successes or failures, it's always a success, but if you hit a 1, you have another tally marker that marks off the amount of time that you're using. So that's kind of what's happening with the rules. So as I've been going, I've been kind of like determining whether it was a dex roll, a reason roll, a weird persona, or materia roll, just to clarify that. Right, what
is where he
did
tells
I
us
just
he
make
tallies
you
them up
roll?
and
I
goes-
made you roll a reason roll, didn't I? Yeah, so you're able to put him onto the rails, and actually the energy absorbs into him. He's still purple. Actually, I said it had gone black and purple. It's now gone a bit more vibrant purple. His skin tone looks more healthy for a person who is now purple.
Okay.
He also he also has a smell. It's a very sweet aroma.
I'm a
A bit like
flower.
the one with the mud river thing.
A
Or
bit
different to that.
like... Yes.
Okay.
No, a bit like what you smell everywhere.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Bit like the ruin. The ruin has a sweet,
the
sweet
flower.
smell. The mud river... I'm gonna say it. The mud river is like chocolate.
Okay. I had a suspicion it might have been, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I see this electricity going into him.
It's making him better. It's healing him.
Is his arm growing back?
Which was yours is
Logic,
precious
thought,
steam,
and-
electricity,
Yeah. And weird stuff.
and weird phenomena. The arm isn't. I think if you wanted to, you could maybe use your potentia to maybe manipulate the energy to see the electricity to see if you could maybe manipulate him to grow another arm. I think that's quite a big stretch. I don't know.
And suddenly,
Notice he said another arm, not an original.
Okay,
arm.
how about this?
Can we
Roll
give
me
him
a
an arm and
2d6, and if you get above 10, he can grow a new arm.
Just a baby arm, like Deadpool.
And if you grow
Yes.
to sixes,
Nope.
I get 3 arms.
Nope, nothing
His
happens.
dick falls off. His dick falls off.
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so it's now nighttime again. Like a day has passed while you've kind of been here. The train hasn't showed up.
But it should have already, right?
No.
When's it due back?
I think it's another day yet still. Like, so this would be our last day waiting.
Last night. This would be your last night.
Mm-hmm.
How's Animal?
Animal seems stable now. He's conscious. He's able to.
Purple.
He's verbal. Yeah, you're able to
No,
roleplay if
purple.
you want to.
That
Is he purple still?
He's still purple.
I'm purple man.
He's
I-
also quite a bit bigger than he was before. He's expanded out slightly,
Chunkier.
He is armless.
and he doesn't have an arm. Yeah.
I look at Rob and I say, Rob, I just wait here. Gerald and I need to have a little chat here. Just wait here. Don't worry, it's not about you. It's not about you. You just sit and relax. Keep touching the rail because it seems to be helping you. Okay. Gerald, I don't know if we should bring him back on the train. I mean, he's purple. Is he getting fatter? Like, we've only been out here
Does look
2
like
nights.
He is getting fatter. I mean, he's not going to blend in, is he?
Well,
He's
he'll
purple.
definitely. He wanted
I
to
mean,
be
maybe if he'd
famous.
gone like a fuchsia, he would have been all right. But purple, he's not going to fit in.
No, so and I mean, he's getting bigger. I remember back in the day, my mother telling me a story about this big purple dinosaur that liked to hug and touch
Oh.
everybody.
Oh, I had
Right.
those scary stories.
Oh
Scary
my!
stories. Yeah, I remember that.
He's starting to look like this thing. I don't know. We might have to have him wait out here. Oh, we can't. We got to get on the. Do we put him on the train with us or not?
Well, what do you? How long do you reckon it takes that train to slow down? I've got an idea. Maybe what we should do, right, tell him to walk down the tracks so we can get to the train first. And if we can get him there before the train starts braking, maybe it'll skip him by. What do you reckon?
Well, maybe just hear me out. We'll sit there, and what we'll do is we'll go, listen, you're sick. We got to talk to the doctors on the train, because we have doctors, and see what the quarantine procedure is. So in order for that to work, we need him to go start walking down the tracks ahead where the train's going to be.
There are no doctors on the train.
Yeah, we could send him ahead. Yeah.
I mean,
And
do
then we
I
can
know
have
that?
Yes, we all know that. We'll have to talk to the politicians, the leaders, to see what they want to do. So that way, if they decide not to, we just speed the train up and fly by them and maybe run them over or something.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good plan. It gives us choice, so we can get quick enough. Yeah. Send him off ahead. We'll prep. Yeah, we'll prep it. Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll tell him that we need him to. We'll guard the generator. He needs to go up and start scouting to see if the train made it past where it dropped us off and didn't get taken off by the ruin.
Yeah, because hasn't got an arm. Well, what we'll do is we'll tell him that we'll slow the train down more and get ready to get him on, because obviously he's only got one arm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
and he's bigger, so we can prep him getting on board, and then we can just speed up and go straight past him. Yeah.
And I move slower because I'm chunkier. I have a harder time moving my legs around.
So
and I'm heavier.
the train is still its maximum speed is about 30 kilometers an hour. I think you could probably jump on the train at 30 kilometers an hour. It's slow. It's a slow-moving train.
He's got a broken ankle and.
Yeah. Well, it's not broken. It's sprained. It's probably To be fair, the ankle's probably healed by now.
Okay.
That's the least of his problems. He's missing an arm.
And I'm chunky.
And he's purple and chunky.
He definitely weighs a lot more. He has a lot more mass.
Right.
Massive.
If
Let's
we
go
get
back.
there with sticks and stuff.
Okay.
So let's go back. Let's let Rob know the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, Rob.
What about this? What about the generator? Because I mean, the tracks are glowing. So I mean, do you think? I mean, there was electricity coming from the tracks. Can we run the train on this without bringing it on board? Or
Well, we need the generator to make the fuel because it makes the fuel, right?
yeah, but we saw the electricity on the tracks. Can we power the train through the tracks? Do you think that's
I don't
possible?
know. I don't know how the train works.
Well, not do I.
All we've known is it needs this fuel. This machine makes the fuel. I don't know if it runs off what it pulls with anything from the tracks. Well, if it runs off the tracks, why would it need the fuel?
That's what I mean. Exactly. But I saw the sparks coming out the track. I know. We got some stuff that sparks. I've seen some stuff that sparks. I don't know. Is it even possible?
I don't know. I'd say let's just bring it on and let the guys that are smarter than us figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, here's
They may
the
have
thing.
already.
Momo, can you? No, you. Never mind. Yeah, you cannot turn me purple. Because I was looking in Discord if I could turn myself purple, but I can't.
No, I don't know how I
Unless
could
I
do
have
that.
purple light, but
I could give you a purple filter in your in the Discord.
hold on.
We could get the train to do another loop.
Mm-hmm. Make them wait for 2 days.
You can't. The train will run out of fuel.
Well, no, we have fuel. We can give it fuel. We have the cubes. Animal's
true.
bag has the cubes.
That's true. You can.
So we could prolong it.
Okay, just food for thought. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It is good for Todd.
yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, either way, all right. Should we get Animal to?
That's not.
Should we get Bob? Rob. Get Rob to walk on ahead, shall we?
Oh no, that's doing it for everyone. I don't want to do it for everyone. Damn it.
Look, I'm purple.
What about this? No, that's not gonna help.
No.
It's like got the
Right.
purple
Sorry.
screen
What
on-
what are we so wait, what's happening now? Sorry, I was trying to turn Animal purple. I couldn't do it.
All right. Here's what we're doing. Animal. Animals. Rob.
Yeah, what's up?
Leave your bag here.
Yeah?
What we think we need you to do is we need you to get ahead of the train.
Okay.
Right? So we want you to go and check to make sure that everything looks clear, that there's no ruin covering the track for some odd reason, that the train has a clear path. Gerald and I will stay here and guard the generator in case we need to move it. Only we can move it, so this is our bread and butter.
Yep.
And then when we get on the train, we'll let them know that they need to stay slow and we can pick you up as we pass by you, if it does show up.
Yeah.
We can get ready. We can get extra help to get you on board because obviously you're missing an arm now.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to get the generator on. This will give us time to prep to get you up. We'll get a scoop or something.
Yeah. And you will all honor me for helping you two, and that we all 3 survived, so that's just 1 out of 5.
Yes, all 3 of us.
Yeah,
made
exactly.
it.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna say, yeah, okay. So never mind. I was gonna make you roll social interaction for this one, Animal, to see if you could figure out if they're trying to murder you or not. But
No.
We're not sure. We're not sure yet. We don't.
not
know
sure yet. Yeah.
I would think that at this point I've become
Find some time.
disillusional because.
No,
going in
your
and out
your
of
mind is the exact same. Like, there's no problem with like your mind. It's just your skin that's turning color and your physique.
Well, that's debatable. but it wouldn't have been anything that happened this time.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been anything that happened this time. That's right. Okay, so
Just for the record, he tasted the corpse before anything. Right?
Yes, he did.
Dove straight in there.
Right into a corpse. Mm-hmm.
And I ate some goo.
You ate some goo.
And I ate gravel.
And
I licked the fuel.
pebble. The only thing out of all of those that would be any good is probably the goo, because that was effectively chocolate.
Chocolate that was at least 10 years old.
Yep, that was at least
Open
10
to the
years old
elements.
and had ants
With a
living
few
inside it.
corpses.
Yep.
I mean, chocolate is made out of sugar and whatnot, and it likely will be good for years to come.
Oh, you also ate the fuel source as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Actually,
it.
you didn't eat that. You can't eat it. You can't consume it, but it tastes very good. Very sugary.
But the mold just came from the ant stuff, right?
The mold?
The mold stuff. No,
The blue?
The ruin. That came from
ruin?
the ant stuff, right?
Yes,
from
that came from the protrusion into your
Okay.
arm. That wasn't from anything you ate. The purple thing was from when you ate gravel. Because
Okay.
I just wanted
I'm
to punish you, to be
purple.
honest. For
Yeah.
eating everything. Okay, so I'm going to advance time through. You hear the train coming down the tracks. I realize we're running out of time. Actually, we ran out of time an hour ago.
Yeah, whatever.
But I kept getting distracted like every 2 seconds, so this is your fault. You
We did it, Dad.
you hear the train coming to a halt. Well, not coming to a halt, but it's slowing down preemptively to the junction because they know that you're going to be. Well, they hope you're going to be waiting there. Was Animal in front of the track?
No,
Yeah,
I was
we sent him
further
off
back.
ahead.
We sent him ahead. So he's
Okay.
gonna
No,
be-
we sent him ahead. Send him ahead.
So
we could-
Animal.
so we could get ready to pick him up.
Yeah, I'm further
Right,
back,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
So
then,
so
right?
Animal, you see the train coming up to you, and it's slowing down. It's about 5 kilometers an hour, so it's slow enough for you to be able to
No,
hop onto it.
We
we
were
get
going
on
to get on
first.
first.
You were going to
We
get
go
on first.
No, wasn't it
We
that I would be
down the track.
further back? Yeah.
Oh, you
You're
went.
Further back down the track.
You're going further ahead. You're going ahead
Yeah.
of the train. So you're going the same direction as the train would be coming.
Oh, right.
so
So
what I
the
mean-
right, I got you. So
So
basically,
that we can prep to get him on.
yeah. So you can
Yeah.
tell the doctors to get the doctors that
Or
don't
the
exist
the leaders, yeah.
to pre-warn them. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's only if Animal's okay with that now that he understands what's going on.
Yeah, I already knew that. That's why I bring
Okay.
it up. I was like, hey, I'm not seeing the train first. I'm seeing the train last.
Last. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, I misunderstood what was
Yeah.
happening then. Yeah, so Gerald and Bob, you as you lift the generator, the vines, the ruins start to close in again. And you see the navigator be like, "What the fuck is that thing? You meant to get the fuel!" But he can see the fuel leaking out. It's like, what is that? Quick, get on! Where's the other one?
He's up ahead. We'll talk about it. Don't speed the train up
Get on!
yet.
Get on! Quick! It's coming, the ruin!
Yeah. Okay, well,
We got on. I throw Animal's bag on that has some fuel already as well.
Oh, great. He'll probably start pulling
they're
things
going to
in.
grab
Other
all-
people will come and collect the fuel and start
Why is
throwing
the
it into the
grandma in his
generators
bag?
and stuff. But the train doesn't speed up. Yeah, so you're all able to get on. I'm not going to make you roll for this because you're able to get on. Where's the other guy? Just tell us, quick.
He's
Wait.
ahead. He's purple and he's gotten large. He licked a dead body. He
What?
licked the fuel. He ate some of the gravel between the tracks. And we chopped his arm off because it got infected with rune.
I
I think we should
roll
leave
for
him. I think we need to speed up. Just leave him. Leave him. Go, go, go.
Reason, so that's reason.
Don't let him back on.
Okay, discount, roll me a 4d6. I'm thinking, Bob, you're using logic, so roll me an 8d6, please. Animal, I'm gonna give you a chance to counter this because they are effectively leaving you behind. I don't want to just end the game where they've just left you.
Well, I'm
so just
accepting the situation. Let's keep it at that.
well, no. Just bear me out. I'm not just gonna leave you without giving you a little bit of an option to survive here, and potentially infect the whole train with ruin. Yeah, so the navigator pulls you on, looks down at the machine, looks into the distance, and can kind of see Rob kind of waiting on the sidelines, and he starts speeding up. He speeds up, and Rob, you see this. You see the train start to accelerate. Now, it's a slow acceleration. It's not a quick acceleration, and by the time it gets up to you, it might be going about 6-7 kilometers an hour. You can still jump on. I would like you to roll me. Actually, no. Tell me what you want to do first.
Well, the person like, don't leave without me, and I'm trying to run towards the train, basically. And then.
Well, the
stumble
train's
and
coming
fall
to
because
you,
I'm
so
a bit-
that's not gonna. You don't have to
Well-
run to it.
No, I tried to run through it, but I stumble and fall as I get right next to the train, and then I try to catch up to the train, basically, and try to jump onto anything that I can latch onto.
Yeah, so
try and
you can
climb
probably
into.
jump straight. You can try and jump straight into the engine room. I would like you to roll me an 8d6, please, for toughness.
Boom.
I need my calculator.
-7 times 2.
It's below
plus
below
3.
3, likely.
Yeah, so you're able to use your last remaining arm to hang on to like a pole, but it starts dragging you, like your feet are like dragging like behind, like kind of like But you're able to keep up with it. Like it's only going 6 kilometers an hour, so you can keep up to that with like a fast walk, I guess. And as it starts accelerating, you have to start running to keep up with it. But you don't let go. You can hold on. You're right next to the door where Gerald and Bob are.
Bob looks like Bob is looking with complete fear on his face, like.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop on one leg as I'm trying to use my other leg to climb on, basically.
I'll put a hand out and see if he'll go for it.
For his other arm!
I tried to go for the hand!
But so you let go? Basically. You let go and grab, like, go for it? Okay.
Yeah, I tried to grab the hand, basically, and then?
Discount. It's up to you two. You do this.
What do you do?
Well, he can still keep up because he's kind of like running.
Yeah.
But I would imagine what is going to start happening is the door is going to get faster and further away. But the train goes on for like 10 minutes, right? It takes 10 minutes to pass you, Animal. So you've got 10 minutes to try and figure out how to get on the train. Meanwhile, Gerald and Bob can't do anything. Also, there are enforcers that are now going down the track because the word has spread that someone's trying to get on the train that isn't allowed to be on the train. This sort of thing has happened before. People have tried to get in the train. So the enforcers are closing down all the doors. So okay. I would like you to roll me another a toughness. So that would be
30d6.
What was that? That's a 9d6 now. It's it's incremental. That's why the amount of die that you roll is incremental. It goes up. Okay, so that's over half. So yeah, you're able to grab onto like some part of a carriage somewhere and tuck away, but you can't get into the carriages now. They've been sealed and locked. But you're able to get onto the actual carriage itself, onto like a platform somewhere, like maybe in between a carriage, and you're now riding with the train. And from there, we're going to leave it. That is the end. You have managed to get an engine that gives you an infinite supply of fuel. However, there is potentially something on the train that can derail the bucket for the future.
Well,
that's the end.
Our mission is accomplished. We're heroes. We don't tell the story of Rob.
We don't tell the story of Rob. Well, actually, hold on. There was actually a mechanic that tells you who's going to be the most renowned and who's going to get all the... Oh, actually, it's split between Bob and Gerald. So I think Gerald gets a lot of the praise from the navigator, but he rewards both of you fairly equally. So yeah. The thing is, because Anymal rolled toughness so much, if he'd have survived, he would have got all the credit. That's the hilarious thing, because he has more points in toughness. So if he'd have managed to survive, they would have been like, wow, that's so amazing. Look what you did. Look what you went through to come back. So he would have got the blame also, because then he probably would have erupted into something bad and menacing. Anyway, how did you guys feel of that? I feel like you all figured out what universe I was basing this on very early on.
No, I had no idea.
No? Okay. Well, people mentioned Oompa Loompas a lot. We had a chocolate river. We had candy cane. The fuel source was supposed to be an everlasting gobstopper.
Yeah, the prequel too.
I kind of got that feeling, especially when you made him purple. I did think about that.
Yep. He turned into a blueberry, basically. That was...
It was funny because there was a video essay about...
there was,
It was the future of Willy Wonka.
Well, yes, there was. Yeah, it's got like 14 million views, I think. I watched it the other night, and I was like, actually, this is really cool. So yeah, I decided to make like a... Basically, I made an alterated version of it. There were other things like the other trains. So the Gloop, Augustus Gloop. So that train was named after Augustus Gloop. Yours was Charlie Bucket's train, the Bucket. There was also the Salt, the Garde, which is the Beauregard, and the T, Mike TV. So there were the other trains on there as well. I was kind of, I thought really early on, someone in chat really early on mentioned an Oompa Loompa, and I'm like, it's been blown straight away, no!
Well, and I did, because I asked if, like, because I said, are they orange hair, right? Those
yeah, you did. You mentioned that as well, and I was like, oh, damn it. No, there's no hair.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that?
It was interesting. Sorry, Animal, we had to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, I was
It was for the good of the train.
accepting death, but Bubble kept me alive, so I'm blaming Bubble here.
I did. I wanted, because the whole point in this, like the ending here, it says either you retrieve the fuel in time, which you did. You didn't lose all of your markers, or you return to a cold and dead engine doomed to be consumed by the ruin. So yeah, no,
we
you
bring fuel. We brought the source of the fuel.
you brought the source of the fuel. So basically,
But is that the thing that derailed it?
That could have been. That's what I was thinking too. It could have been what caused the ruin to take that train off the track.
We brought some time.
I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to kind of decide that. Like, I'm not. I don't want to tell you that.
That's
leave that to your imagination.
That's a sequel.
Yeah.
That's your imagination.
No, that would be a sequel of this. So
there's something else.
Next week is Christmas, so I'm guessing we're not doing this Christmas Day.
We're not doing this Christmas. We're probably not going to do it the week after because that's New Year's as well.
New Year's, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So in 2 weeks we'll have
2
off.
weeks.
I'm not sure whether I want to go back to Phoenix.
For the rest of the year.
I'm not sure whether I want to go back to Phoenix. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we can talk about this, what we can do in like 2 weeks' time. I'm not sure. I do want to do like a D&D campaign at some point.
Sure.
But I don't want to do the full campaign. I just want to do like a one-shot, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Even if it's off a couple days or something, or a couple weeks, right? It doesn't have to be a one stream thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it could be a small campaign.
yeah, just
It could be,
days, basically.
Yeah, because it would be a shame to roll characters and only use them for like one session.
Mm-hmm.
1 2 hour, 3 hour session. Yeah.
The
but yeah,
tabletop
no.
thing was quite cool as well. Like,
What?
potentially as well, kind of like with a few one shots, I guess, kind of like in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
You do
around all the
a
Phoenix
day
stuff.
of Munchkin, because I think I have that now for tabletop, and that's a fun little card-based RPG thing.
Yeah, well, we also said like Betrayal on the House on the Hill as well, like last week.
Yeah.
I know that Kath, you've not seen that. That's a really good game. I really like that. And there are also loads of like tabletop games in here that are like rotational roleplay. So we just go around and tell a story, very much like Fiasco. Yeah, what we did for Fiasco. Yeah, everyone takes a turn, like playing their character, and the rest narrate what's happening, kind of thing.
Okay.
Which is quite cool. But yeah, I just want to talk about the mechanics real quick, because Kath, you said like you didn't know why you were rolling or anything like that. So the reason why I didn't tell you what you were rolling for is because, I'll be honest, I didn't like the mechanics in the game. So I kind of adapted it for myself, so that I could generate threat and come up with reasons why. But basically, the mechanic in the game is, I'll read you bits of this. So basically, the mission is time critical and exhausting. Most of the time spent reaching the opportunity and getting back. Each of the Outrider on the missions creates 4 excess hours. So this is where it gets really complicated, like, because then you start after like counting all sorts of stuff. Whenever you face an obstacle that could cause a delay, you must roll the outcome. If you succeed, Wait, no. You rolled a number of d6s equal to 1 plus the number of marks next to the trait used. See what I mean? Like, this is, like, really complicated. But the idea is that every time you use a dexterity roll, you get another die. And you want to avoid getting 1s, because then you lose an hour of your time, which is valuable.
Focus on one skill all the time.
No, which is what you guys were doing a lot, but I kind of left that. I didn't want to penalize you too much for that. The way I did it was more of a pressure story narrative building moment where, right, now roll me an 8d6, and you're like, holy shit, that's a big roll, but I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, I wanted that in the game rather than an actual mechanical sense that was working.
I mean, it felt more like you were more trying to get more ones out of us because we were throwing too few ones. That's how it felt, but...
Yeah, that's exactly what I... Well, no, because there was reason why I kept rolling more. It was that I was marking off every time you used a stat, right?
Yeah.
So I would choose, from what you were explaining, I would choose out of your stats which one you were rolling, and that's how many dice you would roll, and then that was your time tally down there, so you had plenty of time left. But yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. I don't know if that's back to front. That might be back to front.
No, it was fine. It was legible, at least for
Oh
us.
yeah, Discord reverses it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm watching on Twitch.
Well,
ironically.
Twitch should be okay because I've reversed the screen for Twitch.
Because stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, that was how I was doing it. Basically, I was making you roll for like obstacles and stuff, and you would get a marker every time you used something, and then you would have to roll more the next time. Which I think that's how the game is supposed to be played out anyway. It's just I kind of ignored some of the rules, like about because in this version, I don't think there's that much of a roleplay element of the obstacles. It's just like, oh, there is now a monster. Roll a 4d6 to dexterity around it. Do you succeed? Yes. Okay, move on. I think that's how the game is wrote, and I think it's a little bit missed opportunity, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was the reason behind that. That was why it was getting like a bit ridiculous towards the end with like the high rolls, but I kept rolling Animal's toughness to survive and discount dexterity whenever he would like push himself up from the pool or jump around the ant, that sort of thing. Kath, you did a lot of logic stuff because you were kind of like the thought-provoking logic side, like trying to figure out a puzzle, that sort of thing. So that's why your rolls were getting more. Does that make sense?
Tools and so, just use the fucking tools.
The tools, yeah. So that was a logic roll because that was a logical thing to do. Actually, Kath, you didn't use your fire ability as much as I thought that you might.
No, only the once.
Yeah. So you've only rolled once for it. I've only got you rolled down as once there.
And I think that was to make the torch larger.
To make the torch larger, yeah.
Other than that, there was nothing was really flammable, so there was no point to really do much with
the ruin wasn't flammable, but you had the ants. They're not ruin.
Wait.
Yeah, but they didn't seem to be afraid of me. They came at me with the torch.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you used it for the electricity to see if you could grow Animal's arm as well. I never marked that one down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did use it a few times, but yeah. I don't know. What did you
pressure
guys...
was never an issue.
Yeah. So, first off, what did you guys think of the actual game itself? Not the story, because a lot of the story's mine.
It's alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Game was pretty good.
Yeah, it was alright.
Alright.
Although next time we should go as Tim, Tom, and Ted.
Triple T.
Did you enjoy
Tim,
it?
Tom, and Ted.
Or Larry. I'm Larry. This is my brother Larry. This is my other brother Larry.
Yeah, Larry, Barry, and Terry?
Larry, yeah.
I was Bob last week, even though I did say that.
Yeah.
John Philip, real name, was Bob.
You did say that.
But no one knew that, basically, because you didn't mention it to any of the characters.
Well, I think the wizard.
Well,
knew
I
it.
don't know, because he kept linking in other things that we were doing, so I think there's now this unwritten rule that there is a law between all of these that discounts just like this weird Stan Lee character that just ends up in every single one.
Yeah, possibly.
He's like the Stephen
like
King of all Stephen King novels.
It's Quantum Leap, that's what he's doing. It's just Sam Beckett, like, kind of leaping into another body one after another, trying to find his way home. But yeah, anyway.
Dean Stockwell passed away, didn't he, relatively recently?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the story? Did you enjoy the world that I created?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Chaos.
So the three opportunities, I'll talk about that because that's also part of the game, is that in the planning, the navigator rolls a 1d10 3 times, or a 3d10, to determine which opportunity they have from the list. So the festering power plant, I was actually going to make that Wonka's factory. Like, that was going to be Wonka's factory. You would have had to have broken in, and instead of having a chocolate pathway, it would have been a river that flowed, and you would have had to have got on a boat and, like, get candy cane from trees and things like that. The other one was... So you picked the wreck for the train city. What was the other one? The other one was a cave. I wasn't sure how to get
cave,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to get that one. That was the one that I prepped the least.
Hey, luckily the dice chose one you prepped then.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled the dice, yeah. And
Well,
then I
rolled
wrote...
the die.
Oh, you wrote... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't choose, did you? That was it.
No.
That was very frustrating because I was kind of hoping you'd go to Willy Wonka's factory. But to be fair, I took...
Because the way I was thinking is that the power plant might have more energy in it than a train that has been derailed for 10 years already.
Yep.
Well, I mean, don't give options if you want us to go a certain way.
No,
also
because you effectively did like a lot of what you would have done in the power plant anyway, like with the whole power generator room and things. Like the differences were like the ants would have been different.
It would have actually been Oompa Loompas with spears and shit.
I think the Oompa Loompas still would have been dead. They're extinct in this world. Actually, no, they're not.
Yeah.
They're inside the bucket train in my head.
See, I thought they would have been like the local tribesmen that have taken over the factory after the collapse.
They
of
could have been.
mankind,
Yeah, that's actually that.
right?
Yeah.
With speared candy canes and things
Speared
like that.
candy canes. Oh, that's actually a really good shout. I'm glad you didn't do that now because I wouldn't have thought of that. It's actually a really cool idea. Anyway, I put a lot of effort into that. I don't know if you realize. That was all morning's prep. That was. It took me all morning to think of it. I just got inspiration last night when Kath mentioned Snowpiercer, and I was like, oh yeah, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And then I watched Willy Wonka last night.
Where did I see that someone said that it was a sequel to?
Here, I'll there's a video essay on it. It's a big.
That Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka?
Yep, and then that basically because there's some similarities between Bucket himself, the kid that takes over the factory, and the one that now runs a train basically around the world. It's like, yeah, he is the same person, and there's this whole
Yeah, I think you would actually like the series.
series.
Oh, does it link in even
Yeah,
more?
Snowpiercer series.
The
I-
Netflix
It's got
series.
Sean Bean in it, hasn't it?
Oh, has it? Does he die? No, don't tell me.
I have no idea. I've not seen. My wife's watched it. I haven't.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list of things to watch. It's in my watch list. There you go.
They just released a bunch of new seasons for things like Witcher season 2's out now.
Mm.
The Lost in Space season 3 is out. So Netflix.
I didn't like Lost in Space.
I liked
didn't
it.
like
It was
that one.
definitely darker than the original.
The original, yeah.
Did you? There's also just thinking now, looking at this video and thinking about things. There's a
Stranger
new
Things should be
plugin
coming out
that's
before
out there
long.
for Twitch. You can actually do watch parties now.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitch.
Well, that's only on Amazon Prime though, and
No, well, there's an extension now that will allow you to do it through Disney Plus, Netflix, or
but
Amazon.
And about
so
that,
when Janice did
my-
a watch party, I couldn't watch it because it wasn't available in my region, so it's still regional
That's the only
material.
downside, yeah.
Yep.
The other day, I looked on my phone, my Google phone, through the Google video stuff, and apparently that also has changed, that you can also link Disney Plus and that kind of stuff to it, and Prime Video and stuff. Also weird to me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know the fine details of it, because I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm not gonna watch Disney Plus through that, I have the app for it already.
Okie doke. I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I've enjoyed it. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Any final words of wisdom, Animal?
Licking things can sometimes be helpful, but eating things can sometimes throw you up. Have a swell time, everyone.
Well, you also licked a rotting corpse and threw up immediately, so I don't think that's true.
Yeah, because I missed the
discount.
memo. I missed the memo that it was rotten. I was like, oh, that's a body.
I said it was like a dead corpse that had been rotting. Do you want to? I said that multiple times, right? I said that multiple times. Oh, thank you.
But I said mine and me being like, oh well, it's just a whatever.
Multiple times I said that. Discount. Any final words of wisdom?
Don't get on a train unless you know where it's going.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Well done. Kath, any final words of wisdom?
Don't ever let animal near anything you don't want licked.
Yes.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I knew Animal was going to put something in his mouth, and I really hoped it would have been the thing that made him purple, and it was, so I'm happy about that.
He put everything in his mouth.
He put everything in his mouth, yep.
This is like
rewrite
betting.
that then.
This is like going to the roulette table and betting on black and red.
Yep, that's true. Like, you're always going to be a winner, but you might lose.
The only time you're gonna lose is on the odd time it hits a 0.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're always winning red and black.
Yep.
Anyway, chat, bye! Have a good one!
Bye.